Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing? Are you guys ready for Summoners World European League? Xin chào, xin chào. All right, let me test this one. Oh my god, the green screen is working. Kinda. I look kind of funny. I think my head is kind of round. How you guys doing today? Welcome back. The green screen is like... But what are we doing today? Today, we are watching the Summoners World European League. Today is the final day. And why should you care about this whole thing? Today, we have Obabo and PinkRoid fighting best of 7. And they are the first match. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Because we know who they are. And a lot of people are looking forward to the matches. And I am looking forward to the matches too. Because so far... all of the European League has been happening at like 1 to 3 a.m. my time. So I haven't watched a single one at all whatsoever. But today they have it at 7 p.m. So I can actually sit here and watch at a reasonable hour. And it just so happened that today is the final day. So we get to enjoy that. All right, let me try to put a chat on the screen. Let's see if I can do that. Boom. All right. You guys want to be on the screen with me? I don't know where to put you, but probably somewhere around here. I think that should work. All right. The show should start very soon. I wonder what's the prize pool. But hopefully Seishizo will let us know. I will turn on the audio when stuff happen, okay? All right.
To our Summoners War European League playoffs day number 2. This is the final day of our Summoners War European League. Everything has been building up to this right now, and we're getting ready to get on with all of the.
Can you guys hear them?
Matches.
Like softly?
I am, of course, Sam, and joined once again
Kinda
by the wondrous Mr. Seishizu. How are you?
Doing very good on this Saturday afternoon, and hope you guys are doing that as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's
hello,
a different time
hello.
for us than the usual. Over the past 7 weeks, we've been here at Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, but also yesterday we were here on a Friday at 8 o'clock. Today, here, 2 o'clock, Saturday, ready for these Summoners War European League.
Let's see what they are cooking tonight.
Take place. Now, obviously, we've only got 4 players left out of the total 12 that joined us at the start of the Summoners War European League. Those 4 players being, of course, Obabo, PinkRoid, Guts the Berserk, and Paffix.
Man, I wish I can have
very strong
I can have
contenders.
Sam accent. That'd be so
How do you
cool.
think they're feeling right now?
I definitely do think nervous, but in the end, I spoke a bit with some of the players yesterday, and they definitely did say that they really like to be in the momentum. So for the players that played yesterday, Paffix and Guts, they are a little bit in momentum. They could have been like playing yesterday, seeing their matches through. However, on the other side, we have Obabo and PinkRoid that could have been like just chill, watching, grab some popcorn, a nice can of soda next to you, and just check out all of the things that your opponent's gonna do. But
It's
first of
funny,
all,
my chair
those
keeps
two players will
disappearing.
have to face against each other.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they've been taking notes, like you said, with that popcorn or with that can of soda. But probably will have been watching yesterday to see who they're going to be facing today. Obviously, there is that first match which will be between.
Hello.
Kind of a repeat of our week number 7.
Welcome in.
And since we had 2 matches of those 2 guys, it's going to be
Obabo and PinkRoid fighting in the first
obviously
round, so it's
in our
probably going to be
final day of the
pretty
Summoners War
exciting.
European League. Therefore, all of the matches from today are now going to be best of 7s. It's the
Best
first
of
time
7?
in
Oh my
Summoners War
god.
history that we're going to be doing best of 7. So how excited are you to see a best of 7?
Yeah, it's
Your
definitely
volume
a
is
different
kinda-
dynamic because you're
it's like
able
maximum.
to lose 2 and still not be on losing point. So that's definitely a thing that we
This
could
is
maybe
like-
see like a full reverse sweep, something.
Is it too
Are we
loud?
gonna see a 4-0 We don't know. Is it going to be more of like a 4-1, a little bit in the middle?
I can't even hear
I
myself
have no clue
anymore.
what to expect today, so I'm definitely curious to see how that will go.
This is
Exactly.
today.
The
This is
combinations
live.
of these scores could be
This
very
is live.
different from what we're used to. If we do see any 4-0s, I think it shows that the player is
No,
definitely
the
prepared.
sponsor
Their
video
homework and
was
is ready
okay
to
now
really
because you
sweep
guys
the
help
floor
out with
with
the
all of their
extra views
opponents
that
in
we
the
need.
Summoners War European League.
It's
It's going to be
should
interesting
be
to see
okay
exactly how they
for now.
combat this as well, say, because similar with a best of 5, sometimes we get the same pre-bans in the first set as we do in the third set. Are we going to have the same all the way through this time? Or maybe somebody has even prepared some different drafts to be able to play a little bit more widely on the meta, preparing for that turn 1, preparing for that turn 2. We've seen in the past that most European players tend to go for that turn 1, I would say, most of the time. But how do you think it's going to go today? Do you think we'll see a lot of turn 1 action, or will people be able to change things up and adapt?
Well, I would say that Paffix is really turn 2 focused. I would say PinkRoid is very adaptive on turn 1, turn 2. I would say Guts the same thing, and Obabo's mostly turn 1 focused. So I think those are the kind of differences between those. However, for pre-bans, I do think we're going to see a lot of repeat pre-bans, like match 1 is going to be match 3, 2 is going to be 4, etc. However, it might be that if you're uncomfortable with your draft that you did, for example, in match 1 and you lost it, you could actually switch things up in like a 3 or a 5. So for that reason, I'm definitely curious to see if, because you're also in the match that you played just now, and then you have to remember the one before, but even the one more before that. So there's a lot of things going into your mind, and I think it's going to be more towards like muscle memory. What do you not like to play against, rather than saying like, okay, I remembered match 1 when I'm in match 5. Let's do it differently.
Exactly.
All
You can see in
right.
front of you now, guys, our
Last 4 players.
bracket. For our playoffs day 2, we do have that first match with Obabo and PinkRoid, where the winner will advance all the way through to the final, showing the importance of how it was to get a good league
Oh my god,
standing
best
from
of
the
7.
previous
That is
7
so
weeks.
many
We
matches.
also have Paffix and Guts the Berserk, who made
It's
it
gonna
through
take a
day
long
1.
time.
Like we saw as well yesterday, say a lot of 3-1s. Obviously, it's not possible today in a best of 7. But is that ominous for what might be coming a little bit later? Maybe we do just add 1 on each, 4-2s?
Yeah, it could be 4-2s. It could maybe even still be 4-1s. But it's definitely interesting to see
4-1
why you have 4
is...
completely different matches,
Imagine
and they all
4-0.
technically
Oh
have
my
the same
god, that'd be
result.
so crushing.
Yeah, they all do right there. Obviously, Obabo, PinkRoid, Paffix, and Guts the Berserk are all going to be playing today. Let us know in chat who you are rooting for, who you want to be the first ever Summoners War European League champion. It's the first of its kind, and these guys are all playing for part of that €10,000 cash prize, with the winner taking
10,000 euro.
euros
Oh
home.
my
It's a very
god.
tasty little treat that they might be getting on this Saturday afternoon, say. Obviously, some of these guys have been around before in kind of SWCs. Do you think we're going to have a repeat of maybe a back-to-back champion with a PinkRoid?
It could definitely be possible. Like, in the end, we have seen PinkRoid still performing very well on leaderboards. Like, every season, once again, he has been performing exceptionally good in the last 3 iterations of SWC. So, yeah, if you would have to put statistics to it and then saying like, oh, I have to guess for someone, PinkRoid is probably an easy one to guess for. But on the other hand, I do know we have a lot of Obabo fans. Like, always when I read the chat, everyone is saying like, is Obabo playing today? Obabo playing today? Anyone? Obabo playing today? So yeah, Obabo's playing today, guys. So let's see how he will do.
Oh my god, is Obabo playing
And
today?
there he is. He's right in front
Let's
of you on the
go.
screen right now. Daddy Obabo, as some people like to call
Daddy
him right there, has achieved a
Obabo.
legend rank before, but has never really done further in that SWC. Is the Summoners War European League going to be his first chance to really claim some medals or trophies from his RTA? What do you think, say?
I definitely do think he has a very good chance, but
You
they
have to see.
already are all medalists, except for the match from Paffix and... No, wait, there's 4 spots, so actually everyone here today is going to get a medal already.
Yeah, they are. There is a medal for first all the way through to 4th. You saw them at the beginning showing on the screen, the gold,
Wait, it's a
silver,
medal for
bronze, and
4th
even the
as
black for
well?
the
That's the
4th as
first.
well. So everyone will take something home. They'll all take home part of that cash prize as well. So Obabo, very, very strong player, but today going to be playing also against PinkRoid. PinkRoid, you know, the history, if it was to play itself again, could be a back-to-back champion. You can see there, he loves his Tian Lang. Very strong with the Julian at the moment as well. So how do you like his chances?
I definitely do like his chances. It's one of those players that's very well at adapting and just changing things up. And best of 7 can give you the most amount of chances to adapt to your playstyle and just play completely different. So I definitely do think that playing best of 7s favors PinkRoid rather than him playing best of 2s, what we have seen in the league days before.
Exactly. These two guys actually faced off against each other in Summoners War European League week number 7, say. Splitting the points, it was 1-1 between Obabo and PinkRoid. The first match where Obabo's Zima managed to carry him all the way through to the win against a very strange Shihu pick. And in that second set, PinkRoid's Coco picked off with a Julian. Oh no, I mean Obabo's Coco was picked off with a Julian, allowing PinkRoid to reclaim that 1 point there. So you can see we're getting things ready to go into our playoff stage to round 3, match 1. Can you repeat your order, please? I'll take 1 big brain squishy robo nem trap with a side of Trinity.
I don't know.
That'll be 5 subs, please. Thank you, sir. Do you think we might see those monsters, or was that purely an exhibition match that we saw the last time?
I do think that was more of an exhibition match, more
I
of
think
a
PinkRoid is
saying like,
Chinese.
okay, I don't really want to showcase my strategies for next week. So now we're in the next week.
I think
let's see what we have.
Let's get into it. So we've
oh my
got
god,
it here.
it's starting!
Obabo versus PinkRoid. You remember the
Wait,
winner of this best of 7 match will advance straight away into the finals.
We're gonna be small, okay? Kind of small.
All to play for right now. Getting
blurry?
to those finals and securing where you are going to be. Pre-ban, say, are we expecting something along the lines of an Etna, or are we going for those LDs already?
I would say Etna is definitely a good potential. I do see Obabo has first pick, so if he likes to play around that same style that he did in the last week, where it's picking Hagang or banning Hagang, he has the first pick, so he doesn't necessarily have to ban it. So Obabo could go for a ban on LDs, maybe a Julian, maybe a Light Monkey. And on the other side, I would say PinkRoid maybe goes for that Etna,
yeah.
No flipping today, no cam for the players.
We are going to see.
They're probably playing the toilet or something.
It's going to be the Julian and it's going to be the Hagang.
Julian Hagang. Okay.
Well, I definitely do like it from PinkRoid because in the end, if you play the Light Monkey, playing against the Hagang is not that nice in the first place. So this opens him up where he probably expected his Julian to be gone and he still has potential to lock in that Light Monkey at a later moment.
Yeah, we see Obabo locking in straight away there, that Etna. We know how good the artifacts and runes are on that Etna as well. So do you think PinkRoid is going to be already adapting into a different turn play, or is he going to be relying on...
So PinkRoid's going to go Etna, Chandra, Velaju?
Yeah, for PinkRoid, it's always hard to say what his general playstyle is. He has also been picking up Etna quite a bit himself.
Stealing the Velaju.
Okay, more general, like I was going to say double fires, maybe a little bit early. Ooh. It is against Wind, but we have the Velaju and the Cigar being picked up. 2 units that we see a lot in the Summoners War League so far.
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, before the stream, we were just looking at some of the combinations with Cigar. In terms of the stats, and actually with Velaju was very, very strong, if what I remember right.
Yeah, that's correct. It's actually on the leaderboards right now in the Special League, one of the strongest combinations between the 2 units itself. On the other side, we do see a Zima and a Chandra. So we don't have a Chandra.
Ooh,
but
Zima
definitely still combinations that are very strong. In this position,
no LD5
you could definitely
just
pick
yet.
up something along the line of a Juno or a Fire Monkey. Those units will absolutely be good over here. But decides to go for a more plus, of course, that very strong Tian Lang.
Yeah, I mean, if we look
can never go wrong with Tian Lang
from the last match between these 2 players. Zima did carry Obabo through to get that first set win, but right now, how is he going to respond there as well, say?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. I would say that a Fire Monkey on the side of Obabo would also do very good, because a Fire Monkey technically can clear most of the units on the side of PinkRoid as well. Plus, that means that he doesn't play against
Whoa,
them.
so
However,
aggressive. Look at that.
2 very fast units as the Adriana and the Sonya.
I like that.
Glorious play with that yesterday. Didn't work to that great of success, but let's see how that works out as PinkRoid locks in that Ren.
Yeah, so
Ren to counter Sonya, okay.
Those last 3 picks we've just seen right there, say. Hopefully their rune quality is going to show it through enough. It is going to be banned on the Chandra, taking away that speed lead on the side of Obabo.
Zima will go for Vio speed
attack
or something. Speed attack
speed lead coming in for PinkRoid. Going into our Summoners War European League.
All right, let's go.
Round 3, match 1-7.
Etna going first, Swift.
PinkRoid say Etna going.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, that's not looking good. That is not looking good.
Would have moved and
goodbye, Tian Lang.
Over the match. In this position, there's just an attack buff.
Is that GG?
Buff on that Sonya.
Wow, that's GG. Unless Velaju Violent Prop.
And definitely.
Oh, here comes the Violent.
He is, but Cigar does have that skill 3 available. Can look to strip.
Dude, that Etna outspeed the more. That more's on Swift. That's crazy.
And the provoke.
Does get the cooltime and the provoke, but we still have a silence on that Velaju, and Velaju is not going to be taking any extra turns at this position. So the units of
but we have the bomb
are
coming
not
as
looking
well.
Too lively, can definitely take out that more as well, and we can drop bombs. Do we land the bomb? Do we land the stun? We do land the bomb. And we do land the stun. So that's not going to be a very lively
brutal
Velaju
outspeeding power, guys.
No, the Velaju will be getting that bomb on the next detonation right now. And Sonya can follow up with skill 1, just dealing a bit more damage to see if that bomb can take out the...
I don't know, it's their screen.
Yeah,
I'm just
most cases,
restreaming what
Religion
they
is based
have.
on pretty high defense, not that high on HP, so definitely a bomb will
Oh, you mean
take
me?
a lot of damage
Am
from
I
here.
yellowish?
26k because of the attack buff, that's a lot of damage, and that also takes out the Religion with a very quick victory for Obabo.
Wow, Obabo, they're coming out with that first set win against
GG.
PinkRoid.
Dude, that Ethna
It
was
just showed that taking that first
extremely
tournament,
fast.
Managing to really kind of outspeed PinkRoid's draft there. Couldn't even get a turn off.
Yeah, exactly. It was mainly that Moore was supposed to be setting up for the rest of the units. However, without the speed
I think
lead,
the
we
Moore
have
is
the
plus
Ethna being on a
220 something.
119 base speed,
But that
and also
Ethna
being
was like
incredibly fast on the side of
insane.
Obabo. Just taking that first turn.
That
denying
Ethna
the
plus
turn of the Moore with
230
that skill
something.
3, and then simply taking over from
I
there.
was spared
Yeah, we
with,
said it
without any
time
speed
and
lead.
time
That is
again to
crazy.
say how strong that Etnet pick is for Obabo, right? Right now, PinkRoid will be having that first pick, so looking at the pre-bans,
Oh,
it is
the
gonna be that
Ethna
Etna
ban.
taken out of the game, and a Tian Lang in response from Obabo.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, that
interesting to
screen
see
is
the
like
TL
that.
Lang being pre-banned as
I have
well.
no idea.
I would definitely say it is a good unit to pre-ban. But now the big question
I
is
don't think I
PinkRoid
do
going to go
anything
for
to
Hagang
my-
first? Yes, he is going to go for Hagang first.
Yep,
To my
Hagang is on the field. Let's see
screen.
if Obabo is going to respond like in the previous ones where we saw
Yeah.
not always wanting to have
My
a
screen
Villager with a
seems
Hagang, so maybe an early
normal.
steal,
I don't know.
or is he going to continue with his turn 1? Oliver with that 33% speed lead as well, say, partnering it up with a
You can
very
check the
fast
original
Adriana.
link to see if
going
it's
back to the
yellow or
Adriana,
not.
so that's definitely signaling into
But yeah.
probably going once again for that Sonya kind of comp. Vanessa is absolutely the right pickup on that one. And a Light Monkey. A little bit of an early pick on a Light Monkey, but I definitely do like it in this position.
The Ethna probably plus
Got that
230
speed
something.
lead, obviously, with that third skill as well. Can
'Cause
revive. if
I remember
Sonya does come
PinkRoid
back
have
from
a
the field
Swift
right now
Moore
from Obabo.
and a
Do you
Swift
think
Chung
if he
Pump.
continues his turn 1, who's he going to pick?
I definitely do think that if you have the Adriana locked in already, you kind of have to double down on it of saying like, okay, I'm going to lock in that first turn. Because what we also saw yesterday is where if you go towards more of a Bruiser style right now, you might end up with a pretty strange draft. And
Yo,
Obabo definitely goes
the
for
Daphnis
a turn 1
tag.
composition
Let's
with the
go.
Wind
Look
Robo
at that.
and a Daphnis.
Yeah, that's how dangerous that skill 3 can be if the defense
Sheesh.
break lands and gets all of the damage
I wonder what that
through
thing's
right now.
built with.
Obviously, he's still got a revive at the moment on the side of PinkRoid with that Vanessa, but how are you going to change things up now?
I definitely would think that PinkRoid
Here
also
comes
has
the
to double
Swift
it
Maw
down
Chung
on
Pump
saying like,
combo.
okay, I'm still going to be focusing turn 1.
Ah, the
And I
Chi was
definitely
safer
do like
against
it with
the
Chi.
Daphnis.
I also kind of like it with the Moore, so both options are pretty good. I would say that the Chi
But
was a
Juno
little
is
bit
really
better
strong
if you
now.
leave the Adriana in, because the Moore is not that great into stripping multiple debuffs, whereas the Chiwu is actually very good at doing that.
Dude,
Very good.
Obabo
with
last pick
Sentry,
Juno right
obviously,
now, and he's
quite
in
glancing
PinkRoid's in
as well,
trouble,
needed.
trouble.
Do you think Obabo needs to lock in another speed lead?
I definitely do think he has to go for a speed lead right now, because if he goes for a Bruiser unit right now, he's probably gonna be losing his Oliver, and I think the units on the side of PinkRoid could, for example, deal with an Antares or a
that.
Douglas, but still locking in that Douglas. Let's see
Or
if it actually
that.
goes through.
That also works.
Ruthless gameplay. Most matches, obviously, it's banned out during this drafting phase because they can't deal with it. But like you said there, maybe there's enough on the side of PinkRoid to get through that. Who do you like for the bans?
I would still like to see the Oliver being banned, because that will guarantee PinkRoid to get the first turn. Sure, you will have to be fighting that Douglas. It will be difficult, but I do think he will manage that way.
Let's find out then. This is where the mind games are coming into play between these guys. Oliver is banned out, as well as the Kitan Dasheng, allowing PinkRoid to get that 33%
How is PinkRoid gonna
speed
kill
lead,
Douglas?
And the attack lead on the side of Obabo.
Maybe
It starts to
G3,
win
you
us
know,
for
everything has
European League
plus
playoffs
1500
day
attack.
2,
You never know.
Set number 2 between Obabo and PinkRoid.
That Chi was
is
probably
taking
gonna be
that
on
first
attack
turn,
bill.
does get
Oh, that
glancing.
Chi is
Does
on
get
attack
a lot
bill.
of glancing and already doing quite some damage on both the Robo and the Daphnis. The interesting thing is every time that you go for a glancing on the Douglas, you will actually get a little bit of attack bar by the Hagang as well. So that's definitely a combination that is pretty strong. Plus you have to keep in mind the Chiwu skill too, if
But let's
used
see if
at the
the
right
Douglas
position,
can solo.
will never be glanced by the Douglas. So that is definitely one of those core mechanics that you can use to actually try to get kills in.
Whoa, that
Ooh, big
Chi
sweep
hurts.
onto that Daphnis as well, right there. Say, Hagang has the second skill available.
But you never know. It's
Wanting
gonna be a
to-
coin flip
Yeah,
because
definitely an interesting position.
there's
I think
only
he's
one
saving it
small
for the
window
moment
for
where the
Chiu
pure
skill
vanilla
2.
cookie will actually use the skill 3. In this case, it's not there yet, can only go for a slight bit of healing, but he's saving that just to
he just needs
get rid of
defense
those,
break from
buffs
Vanessa
at a later
and a
moment.
skill 2 from Chiu, and he can kill
And
Douglas.
Vanessa
But it's really
then
hard.
managing to kill off that Robo, allowing Daphnis to take a turn, but it only has that first skill
Oh,
available.
attack
where
break
Douglas needs
attack
to
break the
start
thing.
picking up some speed.
Yeah,
maybe?
and definitely that glancing on the Chiwu helps a lot, because in the end, if you already glance the unit, it's just so much more likely
Is
to
that
actually
a
keep
good
that
point?
glancing on the
Attack
field.
buff, though.
In this case, this is where you can lock in that skill 2 damage. Does do a
Ooh,
good
but
amount
not
of
enough.
damage on
Nowhere
that,
near enough.
Douglas right there.
Definitely.
Uh-oh,
another
Heigang
thing
is
as
coming
well,
in
like
clutch.
even more glancing onto that Douglas right now. He's going to be targeting the damage into that cookie at the moment, because any hits from that Douglas could come
Oh,
up with
that
revenge.
block buff so clutch.
Also, placing that buff
ooh.
block is very crucial on that
Uh-oh,
Douglas,
uh-oh.
but he's really
Oh,
trying to
the
take
crit.
out that Douglas right now.
The
And he once
crit.
again gets a crit animation. Does take out quite some damage on this unit. Absolutely not want to go in
Uh-oh.
with wind, but let's see if he can actually manage to take it out. A little bit
The
of healing
heal.
going back onto that Douglas.
Definitely, a little bit of healing is always nice for that Douglas. He is going to be built on vampires. He's going to get more health as the match goes on right now. Vanessa, only with that first skill available, just going to put a little bit more chip damage into that cookie.
Uh-oh, that is
Ooh,
big.
And that is that Chiwu, and Chiwu was the core unit to actually be taking out this Douglas. So definitely not really favorable for PinkRoid in this position. But let's see if he can get a revive.
But the
up
Vanessa
pretty
is
soon.
going to revive soon.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Vanessa's really close to getting that revive available as well right now. Heigang, all skills available at the
Uh-oh.
moment. Targeting
That
that
is
Douglas,
a-
but he does
that's a
get
fat crit.
revenge.
Does get a revenge once again.
Another
taking quite
fat
some damage,
crit.
but gets a double revenge, nearly taking out.
Is he
that
gonna revive
Chong Kong.
this?
If you revive right now, Douglas will take the next move, and with the next move of the Douglas, it will instantly take out that Chiwu most likely again. So we're definitely
Very
looking at
squishy.
a Douglas solo at this position.
Yeah, let's see. Douglas does have that second skill available. Is it going to
Too
be enough? It is to
strong.
get rid of that Chiwu off the field.
Yeah, it's definitely quite a lot
GG.
of damage.
It's
and we have
over.
seen Douglas been disappointing before.
Actually
in this
over.
position for Obabo, this Douglas is absolutely not disappointing because it's taking out all of the units. However, we're not completely there yet. If we do get some hits in, we do have glancing right now.
Hold up, hold up.
Ooh, it's not done yet.
No, it's not done yet right now. Douglas is very close.
He's
to
gonna
second.
win.
Vanessa.
PinkRoid just did it. With Vanessa, that's the thing. In the end, it's a 50% check. If you roll the dice on a 1 to 2, 2 times on the right moment, you get that armor break in, you get that
Oh
damage
my
in,
God.
and then you kill the
What?
Douglas. That's why we have been saying
Ain't no
Douglas
way.
is often such a disappointing unit. Like, would you call this like, oh, a super luck moment? Maybe, but in the end, it's 50-50. You have to roll that twice, and you pretty much kill it at a late moment.
Oh,
Exactly,
man.
the favor, or the odds were in PinkRoid's favor right there for that, as he takes
Gigi.
that set win to even things up at 1-1.
Just like
between
my
Obabo
Douglas,
and
guys.
PinkRoid.
Obabo Douglas is
Crazy
not
stuff to
different.
see already. Say, let's see if the pre-bans are going to be similar to that first round now.
Gigi.
Obviously, Obabo will have the Etna in his hands if he wants to choose it. Who you like if the pre-bans? Do you think we'll see the same?
I think we're going back to the same, because in the end, we do know that the players don't really like to play that much into the Heigang. Ooh, actually switching it up. No Adrian on the field, so that is also where I said before, PinkRoid is very good at adapting. He saw in that first match like, oh, that snipe, he was done in a few seconds. And that snipe was all enabled by that Adriana. So just take Adriana off the field. You know that Obabo will have that Heigang, but you can also just play around it and see what it goes from there. So probably going back to Sagar kind of style. Actually pretty early Tianlang, and Tianlang is actually one of the strongest counters on the battlefield in all of Summoners War against that Heigang. So that's definitely a very strong unit to lock in there.
Yeah, partnering up with the speed lead being that more as well. Like you said, say, with that passive from Tianlang, any of the attack bar, he's going to be eating away at their attack bar to get it for himself. A Barbo right now. Do you think he's going to continue, or is this the moment to pivot?
I think he
I
definitely
would
need Ethna
definitely
for that
Ethna
more.
in this position already signals I have to ban that Tianlang, because Tianlang is also a strong counter against the Ethna. So if you double down right now on
Ethna Vanessa?
you pretty much already
Ethna
have to be banning that
Shizuka.
Tianlang.
Ooh.
With the Shizuka, that's definitely an interesting pick. We haven't seen that unit all too much in the Summoners War League.
I think that's
No,
a
we
bit too
haven't at
early
all, but
Shizuka, I
when can
think.
be used in the right spot, obviously she is like that memory foam mattress. She'll remember all of the debuffs that have come out on the field, give them to all your opponents, and she'll keep all of the buffs on her side of the field. Do you think PinkRoid continues here?
Sekhmet
Looking at
Changpeng?
a Sekhmet,
Really
to
good
get
right
some
now.
skill 3 cool time going on.
Yeah, definitely the skill 3 cooltime is very strong against that Shizuka, but also strong against the Ethna. So definitely one of those units that are saying like, okay, I don't really want you to take crucial turns where you do have your skills also
I
locking
think
in.
Fire
the jump bump.
Monkey?
In this position, Obabo, are you going to be doubling
Smicer.
down on Bruiser style? Because
Oh, yeah,
Juno
Smicer's
definitely
pretty
will be
good.
very strong. Smicer that
Heal,
he's looking to lock
damage.
in right now, also a very strong pick.
Yeah, very strong. We know how good it was over yesterday as well. So the silences and just being on the field is super annoying. Getting those pushbacks,
Fire
getting
Monkey,
the
here we
silences,
go.
and a Mehu Wang, we are going to see some monkey business. How do you think PinkRoid responds?
Ooh, those are definitely very dangerous Bruiser units. So PinkRoid could double down right now on saying like, okay, I'm gonna join with a final Bruiser unit, or just gonna try to AoE CC. However, AoE CCing is pretty difficult because he does
Dude,
know
if
that
PinkRoid have a
Ethna will
Nephthys right now, that'd be
outspeed his
insane,
more.
right?
So maybe he doesn't have the right setup.
But
for
no
that.
Nephthys.
Yeah, maybe not his thinking.
A
right
Maximilian
now,
would be insane
the
too.
Units on the side of Obabo's field. Let's see how he responds to that. It is going to
Bruiser.
be a Veladuel there. Say
Just gonna ban Shizuka
from that skill 3. Who do you like for the bans?
Veladuel's pretty an interesting unit because it's bringing a little bit of everything, but also nothing really specifically. So, pretty interesting pick on that last one. I would say that he probably has to take out the Fire Monkey because the Fire Monkey, I could see the Fire Monkey dealing with all of the units on the side of PinkRoid.
Yeah, we saw yesterday just how much the Monkey can deal with all of the stacks that it gets, and it will be getting them quite quickly. Looking at some of the units on the field right there, going a lot of AoE damage. Let's see the bans. It is going to be the Sekhmet.
It's crazy how you have to ban Ethna, because Ethna outspeed the more, and it does way too much damage.
As we're going into our Summoners War European League playoffs day 2, set number 3. It's one apiece.
Here comes the Swift, the Swift Shengpeng Moore combo.
And getting all of these strips, so that's very crucial.
Is a lot of
this guy
damage.
could go for armor breaks. Does go for armor breaks pretty early. Are we gonna get increase on these?
Is that
Shizuka?
Nemesis?
We do not get an increase on Shizuka, so Shizuka will have her skill.
Oh, that is such a big proc.
PinkRoid also saw that because during those skills, always so many things happen at the same time. But he's looking at taking out that Smicer pretty fast.
How's he gonna stop Shizuka though?
To try and take it out right now, more only with that first skill available. Maybe not going to be enough damage to go in, so landing the attack break instead on the Mei.
Oh!
And she gets a go.
Yeah, she gets to go, and she was not pushed
that
back
was
that
no.
position.
He got it.
Crucial target right there.
He
The
got
it.
But he's still dead though. But still, he got it.
The Shizuka taking a very crucial turn at the moment where Veladuel actually doesn't have.
Wow, that was so crucial. He got it. The 40% strip.
Right now, with that defense break and Monkey adding with a stun.
Yeah, that will definitely take quite some time to get the Veladuel back up. But in the meantime, the units of Obabo are not looking that lively.
The Monkey's gonna be so strong now.
All eyes on the Monkey of Obabo.
More stun.
Managing to get the stuns
Literally,
there as well
more
from
stun.
Gang. Does she look to revive already with the Smiter? They don't think she has the bomb ready right now.
Yeah, I also don't think that she has the bomb ready, and it's in this position looking forward to reducing the cooltime on that Hagen, giving it a little bit extra protection with that Soul Protect, but all eyes are still on that Monkey. If the Monkey doesn't get a glance here from that skill too, because I
impossible, they all have buff.
Be looking at trying to glance it.
Free attack bar.
Doesn't get it.
And obviously stripping with Hairgang on the field does allow the cleanse right
now. Can Monkey solo this?
Take out that Veladuel, but more skill 2 can do a lot of
damage.
Maybe.
More skill 2 can definitely do quite some damage, but while being glanced, it's a little bit
Monkey's
less.
very good against Tian Lang.
Looking at that Tian Lang, can he maybe at some point land a good armor break? But he still has to be dealing with this other.
Alright, he needs the attack bar. He needs the attack bar.
Pushing back the
here we go, baby. Attack break.
Very crucial, but we have
the Monkey need a violent proc.
Right now. Skill 2. Do we get a skill 2 and skill 1? We do get a skill 2 and skill 1.
No
stun. So he will receive an armor break added himself.
The more it's gonna hurt. The more it's gonna hurt.
It is gonna be huge for him right now because Moore can deal in more damage. He can try.
He need a violent.
He can try and heal again, but still that armor break is sticking, and we have the Moore moving after this with a spin to win on that second skill, doing a lot of damage on those armor breaks with a victory.
He cannot lap a Swift Moore. They are at the same speed.
2-1 against Obabo.
Swift Moore is so good.
This is a best of 7 right now, so it's still all to play for. We might get mixed sides. Points on both of them.
And also that Moore is pure damage.
Number 4.
Very swishy, but pure damage.
You saw then that the Moore just being on the field and doing more damage, managing to take out that Smiter quite early, not allowing
PinkRoid's taking the lead.
Absolutely, and that Smiter definitely was on Nemesis, so it was boosting a little bit up more from there. But in the end, it was the only healing was the Smiter himself, so from that reason, at some point, if you take it out, there's a lot of CC gone from the side of Obabo.
Yeah, same pre-bans in set 4 then from what we had in set 2. So it is the Tian Lang and it is going to be the Etnet. I'm pretty sure then maybe...
Yeah, this is best of 7.
Taking that Hairgang first pick.
So PinkRoid need to win 2 more.
Yeah, we once again go into that Hairgang position.
So it's not easy.
Once again,
it's not over yet.
PinkRoid to maybe
it's a long way to go.
A draft based on that Light Monkey later, which was also post-banned in that second match before.
Yeah, Obabo, is he going to lock down into his...
Oh my god,
playstyle we've seen? He does have Adriana.
I'm drinking Coke Zero today.
Before. This time with the Oliver and the
I think I had the Coke Light yesterday.
Yeah, he definitely goes very fast, but it's
I don't know if they have any difference.
The amount of rune depth that Obabo has to showcase this many fast units. We have seen like 4 or 5 different units already on a super fast Swift set, so definitely interesting. However, PinkRoid is gonna be playing around the combination that we see with Layla, Tomoe.
Oh, PinkRoid rocking the SeanB core.
The core way of actually killing this kind of team is sniping things out. Is that also what Obabo's going to be playing? He's going to play the Zima and definitely one of those snipe units.
Yeah,
oh my god, Obabo going in with a snipe, baby.
Right now, we're seeing PinkRoid respond with a Ren, a very high best speed, with another speed lead. Oh, yeah, second speed lead on the side of the field with the Tomoe the 24.
Okay.
And Smath on the 33.
Yeah, two definitely units saying like, okay, we're gonna be speed contesting. However, it's somewhat interesting to say.
Kind of lacking in some damage.
If the Ren is banned out, you are going to be outsped. However, with this position, Obabo is forced to lock in another speed lead as well. So in this position, what kind of speed lead fits the most? Because all of the speed leads that are out there are somewhat counted by that Hey Gang if you're gonna leave that one on the field.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Garo.
right now, obviously, 33s are people like
Garo speed
lead
lead,
Trinity
Lamau.
as well, but I'm not sure we're going to see it during this match.
What kind of cardio do I do? Sometimes I do
Clara,
boxing,
so that's
sometimes I
definitely
just
banning
walk,
out that Hey Gang.
sometimes
As I
I
was mentioning,
run.
the speed leads are counted by Hey Gang. Well, Clara is 100,000% bad, or like counted by a Hey Gang.
100% a
So in
Hey
this
Gang,
case,
man.
I do
You
expect
always
that
ban
Hey
Hey
Gang
Gang.
pre-ban,
Hey
or
Gang is
is
annoying.
Obabo playing the mind games?
It is all about those mind games. We know how much he loves Clara. It is going to be Hey Gang banned out. All of it taken out.
If Obabo's on full wheel, he win.
19% against the
If he's full wheel, he win.
It's our Summoners War European League playoffs day 2. Set number 4 between Obabo and PinkRoid.
Wait, what is that, Clara? Is it on Nemesis?
It's definitely interesting to see this Clara. Could it be on Nemesis?
It is on
yes,
Nemesis.
It was increasing attack bar, so it was on Nemesis. It's a Nem tech. Actually be countering this. Does it get a lot of those stunts?
Ain't no way. Better than my Gianna.
Especially on the Layla, which was the most crucial of stunts out there.
Better than my Gianna.
3 coming in now from the Zima, getting that silences and the beneficial
Oh,
effects.
that skill 1 stun.
The
No
same
way,
thing
dude.
also does get a really big silence, but that stun skill 1 is still doing so much work.
No
we have Layla
way,
coming in with her
dude.
skills right now, but still being silenced, not gonna be
No
doing much,
way.
but also providing the silence on the enemy target.
That is gee, bro.
For the Zima, she does get it with the stun on there right now. Clara can
This
kind
is
of follow up
bad.
with her defense break. Yes.
Very bad.
Yes,
He
there
needs
is
skill 2
defense
so
break, but
bad.
we still have the skills coming in from this unit, this Ren right now, so he will go for the threat state.
The Samath is moving. It's over.
For the threat state. Obviously, right now as well, once Samath leaves the field, say at any point, he's going to be coming back dealing.
Dude, that stun
a
was
hell of a lot of
cheating.
damage.
Ah,
And
it's
that's already
GG.
Good amount of damage. So pretty much the Asher is only looking pretty lively right now. Whereas I'm not sure if an Asher can survive against this many units. Sure, the Tomoe has that bomb on her, but it's not going to do as much damage.
Yeah,
it's going to do
over.
a good amount of damage, but it's not going to take
Oh
it out.
no, PinkRoid's taking
It's not right
another
now, actually
one.
Going in, getting the heal block right now, but it's not
Dude,
looking very
look
good
at
on the side
Layla.
for
Layla
Barlow
just
with
busted.
stuns on him.
Yeah, once again, just being able to provide that many
Hey, yo,
CC
no
things.
Russia in the chat, please.
It's very interesting to see
English
that
only
Clara was
chat.
actually
Thank
able
you
to
very
land
much.
that many things, but PinkRoid was still being able to come back because there was not enough follow-up. The Daphnis
Dude,
was there
that skill
supposed to be
1
to get the
stun,
follow-up, but it was
damn.
also stunned in the process.
Yeah, this stun was
That
huge on
skill
the
1
Daphnis,
stun
not
was
allowing any of those
mad.
Skill 3s to come through. PinkRoid claiming 3 sets to 1 at the moment. In our best of 7, say 1 more set win for PinkRoid will secure his spot already in the final of our
Tomoe
Summoners
Layla.
League. How do you think about needs to
Destroying.
change things up from that early set win?
I definitely do think that he has to be looking at like those snipe comps once again, but I do think that PinkRoid is more comfortable with banning out that Adriana because we saw in the first match Obabo, he just clean sweep pretty much all of those units with that Sonya, but as I was saying, PinkRoid is very good at adapting, so I don't think he gives another opportunity to Obabo to get those kind of speed units in that will be able to snipe those units as well.
Exactly. Let's see if he does follow what you're saying right now, say. They're obviously playing those games. He's seen the fact that Adriana was super fast, very useful with that 3rd skill as well. Etna will be back in the picture for these guys.
I think
It is
PinkRoid
gonna
might
be a
have this
more
one in the
pre-ban
bag.
along with that Adriana.
His
So we have
picking
the
is really
Adriana once
diverse
again being
and
pre-banned. We
seems
also
pretty
have
good.
the more being
Obabo
banned
seems
right
like he's
now.
just
Is
rocking some
Obabo going to be
content.
back towards the Hey Gang playstyle because we also saw that yesterday with Rexes.
Yeah,
early
Veronica
pick
is
on
still
that Hey
very,
Gang
very good.
does kind of force you into a very specific playstyle where it's actually strongest if you have some AoE CC kind of comp with it. However, the way that PinkRoid plays it, he doesn't really allow that too much because you have that Tian Lang.
Yeah, that Tian Lang is very crucial as an answer to Obabo's picks right now. Partnering it at the moment with that Sekhmet, that skill 3, the skill 2 to a land defense breaks as well. So how does Obabo pivot now?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because last time around he went for that Athena, and the Athena definitely is very strong, but as mentioned in that previous round, you already kind of have to ban out that Tian Lang if you go for an Athena right now, so PinkRoid is just such a formidable opponent for Obabo because of that Tian Lang in the back pocket, and in the end, PinkRoid also has that Julian that you always have to keep in mind. Even though we haven't seen it in the match right now, you always have to keep in mind, if I lock this in right now, he might be picking a Julian at a later moment. In this position, we have the Athna, we have the Velagil, and PinkRoid looking into some monkey business with a fire monkey. Is he actually going to lock it in? Or is he maybe going to switch around to exactly the Julian?
Oh, that is rough for Obabo. No healing. Oh, it's over, bro. It's over.
Plenty of defense.
Dude, that switch is clean.
To secure any of those kills from a Julian.
Man.
Skill 2, say, how does Obabo respond?
The quick reaction
well, the big
from
question is
PinkRoid
right now, is
way too
Obabo
good.
going to try something fancy to maybe try to snipe out that Julian? Is that something along the lines of like a Rocky or anything of those death denial things? However, you could also just be thinking
It's too
about
late
like,
now.
oh, maybe I have to ban it out. But we're already looking at a few force bans, and we haven't even seen the full draft of PinkRoid right now. So it's definitely dangerous to go any bruiser fight, and going for CC kind of comes with that cigar. Maybe locking in another unit that can also potentially CC.
Oh,
Charlotte,
nah,
is the way to play. But now we see that
nah.
Douglas on the enemy side, and this Douglas, in
He
this
planned to fight Julian
yeah,
and
I
Riley?
think it's even a better fit than we have
That's
seen in the previous
crazy.
match. So PinkRoid is actually showcasing
Douglas
like 3 must bans
and
on his field.
Either Vela or
Shows
Charlotte
how
ban.
good of a drafter that PinkRoid is right there. Say, managing to already put 3. Kind of, you have to ban them out during this drafting phase. Obviously, Douglas in response to the AoE units that are wind, so the opposite element or the weaker element, Douglas is going to be doing a lot of revenge.
Obabo risking
right now. It looks like it was maybe more of a quick decision to try and get those bans out, but these guys thinking it, a bit of mind games going through right now.
Charlotte ban, Douglas ban.
Charlotte have been banned out for both.
I don't think he has any chance here. Obabo packing it up, man.
That Summoners War European League playoffs day 2.
Oh no.
PinkRoid wins.
My man's late for class. He's packing it up.
Is taking that first turn.
I've not taken first turn. Is going to be looking at a Sekhmet. Does actually manage to stun the Sekhmet.
Obabo
even
has
though
that build
Sekhmet was not
different.
Below 50%
How did he
HP,
stun
so that's
that?
definitely a very nice one for
What
Obabo
the
to pick
fuck?
up. Because in that position, the cigar can actually take over this match pretty soon.
Obabo just build different,
Julian,
bro.
Big hits coming in, but Tianlang getting that additional turn. Can he use skill, going for that skill 1 to try and defense break?
Yeah, getting that defense break, but we now have that cigar being online, not being reset by that Sekhmet, and therefore can actually reset all of the units. We can now go clean in
Dude,
for an AoE
he still has
skill
a
2,
long
and
way
there's
for
a
that
lot of
Julian to
damage
die.
looking at the side of Obabo
Long
in this
ass
position.
way.
Yeah, the defense break landing there on the Sekhmet as well. It doesn't really matter for the Julian because he is going to cleanse if he takes a turn coming up soon. Etna only with that skill 1 right now, but Sekhmet
That Riley's gonna
follow
violent,
soon.
bro. I can feel it
Yeah, in
already.
this position, this is what Sekhmet wanted to do in her first rotation, but couldn't manage it back then.
I would
We're
reset
probably
Vela
looking
again.
at resetting this Vela Jewel because that's a little bit less damage, a little bit less healing. Actually decides to go for skill 2, trying to take it out on additional damage artifacts.
And he did.
Managing to do that as well. But the Riley right now not looking healthy. She'll be looking for an additional turn soon. But Julian right now, skill 1 available.
Dude, that
Into
Riley's gonna
skill
jump.
2.
It's happening.
Yeah, skill
It's a
1
jump
into
scare.
skill 2, but in this position,
Every
everything
time.
is on immunity. Still doing pretty good damage.
Unless
but it's
he
not
crit.
the kind of damage that you're looking for to take anything
Nice.
out. Riley
Wait,
also
maybe.
leaving the battlefield, and now we're focusing
Really?
on what is the next target that PinkRoid can actually take out. Because the moment he takes out the Hey Gang, he's still
Really?
not
Is he
winning.
doing this?
No, and
Nah.
obviously with Julian on the field with allies with him, he's going to be
Oh, he
seeing
missed a
health if
defense
any
break.
Target damage goes into him right
Maybe?
now. He's going to be hoping for a few additional turns into that skill 2.
Yeah, definitely looking for the skill 2, but on the other side, we're looking for the Tianlang trying to get setups with armor break, but you can't set up an armor break if you're stunned in the process.
No, going for that skill 2.
Okay.
getting the heal, not enough to kill, but
Oh, the
additional
proc.
turn will not
Oh
be
no.
enough.
Here we
Also,
go.
Not enough, so we're looking at stunts. Do we get stunts from the Julian? We do get stunts from the Julian. No additional turn from that Julian itself to add in a
If he
little bit
violent
more
proc with
damage, but
Cigar
we can
here, he
definitely
got a
take him
shot.
out. Ooh, actually
He
goes
needed.
for the Tianlang. Tianlang armor break on the Tianlang, so
Ah.
once again, Tianlang cannot really go cleanly for the armor breaks.
Okay,
that he
no
would like to
violent proc
place.
for both.
But also seeing that
Okay,
we
fair.
get pretty close. Oh, additional turn on Tianlang. Does he get any stuns? Does not get the stun on the most crucial target, which is going
But
to face
Villager's not
3
over
turns
yet. Villager's not
immunity
over
right
yet.
now.
Yeah, 3 turns of immunity. Tianlang does get that extra attack bar right now, but Julian, how much damage through?
That is so
Can
much
Cigar
damage
violent
from
proc
the
and bring it
Julian,
back?
it's Cigar against the world right now. Cigar does have the immunity right now, but the Tianlang is hitting so much. The Julian is hitting so much.
GG,
that is just
bro.
so much damage, and we have the 4th win for PinkRoid.
LD5 beats
PinkRoid taking
normal
it 4-1
element
then
again.
against Obabo in our first ever best of 7 in the Summoners War
No,
European League. Julian,
Obabo!
honestly, I keep saying it. Why can mine not do that?
Yeah, a little bit more farming of like 8 years of farming, I guess. No, these guys have crazy runes. Like we've seen it from
GG.
Paffix, we've seen it from PinkRoid. these units just do so much damage, and it's just pure damage focus because you don't really care about your HP, you don't really care about your defense, you just care about doing as much damage as possible and
We
having
now
as
bring
much speed as
Obabo on
possible
the
because that's where
screen
you get
because
your
he
turn
left the
cycling.
game already.
That's where you get all of your cleanses in all the time, and the Julian is just doing so much work.
Yeah, he is building it on 70% crit rate.
All right,
with that
guys.
built on the skill too.
We
as
shall have
well, dealing
Obabo
out
on the screen with us,
so
okay?
much damage right there. So we were saying it a little bit before as well. Kind of the responses to that Julian pick can sometimes be obviously CC.
He's now with us in the audience.
Use a unit that will do an anti-revive. Do you think maybe any of the other opponents
Small
have got
Obabo.
Raki roomed up
GG.
at some point for today?
Well, Rocky is pretty interesting, but the big issue playing Rocky against PinkRoid is that Rocky kind of still wants to
Man,
go
he
for
started off
skill
so
2
strong.
cycling
Look
to
at that.
skill 3. So
He
similar
started
style as what
dominating,
Adnan
and then he
does.
got
But the big
dominated.
issue is Tian
Feels
Lang.
bad.
So the Tian Lang combination with the Julian just makes the Julian again so much stronger.
PinkRoid was the main
Definitely
character
does. You
all
can
this
see
time.
now all of the highlights from that first match, where the Douglas couldn't quite carry it through for Obabo. PinkRoid going on to win 4-1 in that first set. Such a dominant player, say. Has all of, like we say, that muscle memory from playing so many matches, knows his units very well. And very typical, he couldn't even play with the Keaton Dasheng.
Tough, man. PinkRoid is OP.
But still
Yeah?
manages to come through with
PinkRoid
the
is
Tian Lang and the
really,
Julian.
really
How strong is
strong.
his box?
Yeah,
This-
definitely.
that
his
man
box
has
is very
everything.
strong, and like
The
I
brain,
mentioned,
the
or what I
LD,
mentioned
the
as well during
drafting,
the drafting phase where we
everything.
haven't seen the Julian yet. Everything that you lock in, you have to keep in mind.
Any
like,
extra
okay, if I
luck
lock
would
in this
just
right now,
boost
I
him
might get the Julian on
to
the
the
field. Or
moon.
if I lock this in, I might get the Julian on the field. On the other side, Obabo does have a few LDs as well, but we didn't see any of the Eleanor, we didn't see any of the Han, we didn't see any of the
Obabo
Bella that
doing too much
normally work
special
very
league, so
well
he
for
didn't ruin
Obabo.
any
So I'm not
LD.
sure if those are currently just not ruined
He
out,
ruined his
because Obabo definitely
Escher
does like
with the
to
best
switch around
whip
his
and,
runes.
and
Or
whatever,
maybe
and
he's
he's
just
done.
saying like, okay, that doesn't really work against PinkRoid, because in the end, it's a lot of those attack bar push-ups on his own units with that Han as well. So, and same with the Eleanor. So does it not really not work because of that Tian Lang on the field?
Could it be that
PinkRoid is
Obabo's
luck
bogeyman
sacking.
right now?
If you
Obviously,
can luck
PinkRoid
sack
has now
every
advanced
opponent
through
all
to
the
our
way to World
finals.
Final,
Obabo is not out yet.
I
though,
think it's
so
not about
remember,
luck
he
sack
will
after all.
have another match against one of the
You can
players
luck
that's
sack
playing in our
1,
very
2,
next
3 game,
match,
but if
which
you
is gonna
luck
be
sack
between
all the way
Paffix
to World
and
Final,
Guts. Obviously now the mental
takes a lot of luck,
strain
huh?
is going to be a bit more. He's going to have to do a comeback through the kind of a lower bracket side right now. How do you think these guys mentally are feeling after that match?
I definitely think it's just all about like the reset. Like, okay, what happened back
Give
there
them both
doesn't
the
matter.
same
Focus
unit.
in on the next
Obabo is
match.
winning
Obabo does
every
have his time to
time.
check out this match. Just watch the stream or watch it somewhere.
If
And
I
then just
have-
checking out, like,
if
okay,
I
how are
have
these two people
true
playing,
whale
and
account,
how
I'll
can I
be in
counter
World
that?
Champion
because in the end,
too.
the two players that are playing right now have to go straight into Obabo.
Bro, look at that
and they
bicep.
can't really
Holy
focus
shit.
on preparing against Obabo.
Exactly. They need to beat the person in front of them right now. It is going to be Paffix, who was our third place in the Summoners War European League leaderboard, against Guts, who was number 7, but has managed to make
Guys,
it
I
all
have
the way
one
through to
crystal right
playoff
now.
stage,
Literally
number
one.
2.
That
So
is
these
crazy.
two guys did play against each other in our week number 5, where the points were split between Paffix and Guts. In
This
that first
chat is
match,
simping
Paffix
hard.
managed to win with his
True.
Miles and
But it's
Tian
okay.
Lang,
Just have fun.
getting through
You know?
Guts'
We
villain.
always
But in
need
that second
fan
set,
on
Guts'
both sides.
Praha
That's how you
lives
make
to set
a
up
match
Kinky.
exciting. It's
3
when
monster
there are
skill 2
rivalries,
kill, if
there
you
are
can
fans,
remember that
and
one, just how crazy that damage was.
there's a
Obviously, Guts and a lot of the other French-speaking players have
intense
been using
emotion
that
on
Praha
both
to
sides.
great
That's where the
benefit
fun
in the
is.
Summoners War European League. Do you think it's going to be an answer against the Julian and Tian Lang?
Imagine having a fight where
Against Julian,
nobody
Tian Lang,
cares.
Maybe not as much, because in the end,
That's
you
gonna
can't
be a
really
bit
put
sad.
the sleep on the Julian. The Tian Lang, you don't really want to be using too much Praha skill once against it. So I'm not too sure if it would work that well. However, Guts is a formidable bruiser, and Paffix likes to play a bruiser style as well. However, I definitely do favor the LDs that Paffix has for a bruiser style over Guts. However, Guts is still a very formidable bruiser, so I think this is going to be a very interesting match. And if I can do predictions, I'm gonna say Monkey is going to be some winning conditions here.
Monkey business for all. Obviously, these guys right
Why
now,
most of
Paffix
summoners
and
are pro
Guts,
player buff?
If you can get this one,
Hey,
I'll
man.
be surprised it's a German speaker.
Every loss, you do one push-up.
Check
Imagine that.
Praha,
Every
or
violent
Vampire
craft from the enemy,
blitz
one
through the
push-up.
daytime. Since today, it's not at our 8 o'clock time. It is at 2 o'clock for these guys. Let's find out.
The time you spend at the gym
this
equal the
match. So
time you
said
farm
right now,
giants.
Mehuan could
So
be a
you
winning
spend the
factor
time at the
for one of
gym
these guys through the
24/7.
matches. We also know that Guts likes to use that Escher as well. Paffix with his kind of Vanessa, the Julian, the Riley kind of combination, but back pocket picks of a Tian Lang could be very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. But besides just the Fire Monkey, I think that this is also kind of a matchup, or maybe the Wind Monkey might be popping up. Because in the
Wind
end,
Monkey?
sure, it's a unit that is kind of bad into a Tingalang, but might also be good into Tingalang. Because the moment that the Wind Monkey is stunned, it's actually gaining more attack bar. So with those kind of bruiser fights, it might actually be popping up here. But Fire Monkey is definitely the one that I'll be looking forward to seeing here.
All
First of all,
right.
we have the bans. We have the Julian being
Wait,
banned.
isn't that
and we
the
have
Thunder
that
guy from One
Valaju being
Piece?
banned. The simplest way to counter a Julian is just banning it.
Yeah, just don't play against it. So we've got those bans. It is a respect from Guts. I saw him in a chat in a stream at the end of yesterday as well.
We've got
saying he was
Berserk
pissed off
fan
with that
and
Julian.
One Piece
So
fan.
like you said, not playing against it is always a good thing. Paffix coming in with that cigar first pick.
Cigar first pick. So now the question is, Guts, do you go for a fast kind of style? Goes for the Chandra? Does he lock in an early segment?
All right,
No,
we're
does
seeing
actually
standard
go for a
stuff here.
Smicer. So definitely a bruiser fight that we're having right here.
Yeah, setting it up already. We saw earlier from that match, Smicer, when she can get online and just be on the field, she's very annoying. But if you can target that damage into her and get her off the field quickly, she can't use her skills. Does Paffix continue with this bruiser style for you?
Yeah, I definitely do think Paffix will continue with the bruiser style, but it's definitely going to be the question, which style of bruiser is he going to go for? Locking in a Oliver plus the counter to an Oliver so Guts can take it out with that Masha.
Yeah,
The Masha is
coming
low-key,
in
like,
at
just
there,
really
seeing
good as
how much
well.
damage she can do in that skill 2.
Not
Defense
as popular
break
as Fire
into the
Monkey.
damage, and obviously that passive allowing her to stay on the field even when she is dismounted. Guts the Berserk right now.
Also,
Think he's gonna
crit
continue
on
with
water for
bruising?
free.
Interesting, a Rakuni. Are you going to go
Fucking
for a
Masha,
Rakuni
bro.
Miles or maybe a Rakuni Mayawang? Because Mayawang, ooh, we're going back to that Kinky. Once again, the repeat that we have seen from their previous match. Together with the Rakuni. Definitely interesting ones. over there.
Rakuni and
I've said it before,
Kinky?
From a previous balance patch, obviously
What?
Kinky, everybody thought
Are we
wasn't gonna
back
be used,
to-
but Summoners War
to
European
last
League,
balance patch?
When in the right spot, can deal still a hell of a lot of damage from that skill too, especially with any defense breaks that might come out on the field.
Now the big question is, like, how do you want to counter all of this? I would definitely say that the Miles could become pretty interesting, but he's very low on healing.
CC,
so,
Oblivion.
ooh, we
Alright,
got
not
a
bad.
dark, pure vanilla cookie that actually has Oblivion on the skill too, which is definitely a very interesting setup, also for the Jungnam with AoE stuns.
Yeah, it's the also skill 3 strip into the slows Leo, looking to be the answer on Guts the Berserk side. Do you like that?
I'm not too sure if I really like the Leo. In the end, yes, Paffix did show a lot more speed kind of comps, and the Masha damage is somewhat nerfed. But is it
Leo.
that much? I'm
And
not too
Leo's
sure.
the ban.
But we have the Leo off the field, and we also
Leo
have
just
the
broke it.
Elena. I think it's Elena. I could be very wrong on that one. Also being banned out.
I only know. 'cause
You need
my
to
girlfriend's
kill
name
that
is so it is
Smicer
Elena.
quickly.
We've got the speed
Or else
lead
it's
coming in
gonna
from
be
the side
punished
of
so hard.
Paffix right there. It is our Summoners War European League playoffs day 2, set 1 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk. Very fast Marsha going in with a defense break already.
I'm not liking the Masha going that fast, because in the end, if you had a setup from a Jongnam first, and you had that branding on the, in this case, Kinky already, you could have probably taken
Going
it out.
all
but
in,
The units
sheesh.
are so fast on the side of Paffix. Because of that 33 lead, he might actually be taking out that Kinky altogether.
Yep, he's managed to get the provoke.
going
right
all
now.
in?
Oliver, is he going to be able to deal enough damage? It is to take out
Wow,
that Kinky.
That is
GG.
quite some good damage, but I don't think that Guts has lost just yet, because in the end, the bombs are still there, the Rakuni is still there, the Chandra is still there. There's still a lot of stuff going on for Guts'
He's
team.
missing.
But the thing that we're looking at on the other side is that Marsha. When can the Marsha get the back her skills and maybe take out any of the other units?
Yeah, when can she? Because right now she's silent, so that additional turn isn't using so beneficial right now.
Yeah, the additional turn just
But
makes it that she
I don't
once
think-
again
I
is
don't think
pretty
Smicer's
close to
gonna
her
be
skill
enough.
2 already. And we also have this Chandra
Or
once
maybe.
again being stunned. If you boost up yourself,
there's
right
no
now, you're
healing
only
from
healing yourself
Paffix,
and you're
right?
not healing the Chandra, so it's still going to be stunned.
Yeah, so he does look for the... oh, getting more additional turns from Rakuni.
Freaking
Rakuni taking a
Rakuni.
lot of turns, but same on the other side, that Marsha taking a lot of turns, but also the Smicer has something to say about that. I'm not sure
Dude,
what the
so
number
many
is, but
procs,
22
what
ain't
the
looking
hell?
like the number.
Gut is going
She
crazy.
does have that defense break now, Marsha.
Uh-oh.
Going into that Smicer.
Oh,
A lot of
that's
damage
fair,
in the
right?
initial
That's
turn,
fair.
and it's enough.
Yeah, in
GG.
this case, also the Marsha pretty much has taken every additional turn possible. Pretty much same as the Rakuni, and like I was
Both
saying,
side proc like
22 ain't
crazy.
the number in this match.
No, right now. Oh, Jongnam coming in with that skill too, leaving the
Dude, I
branding
want
on
a
that Rakuni,
Jongnam
but it
so
is gonna
bad.
cleanse through that one right now. But
I want an
Chandra
old
and
man
Rakuni
so
versus 4.
bad.
Yeah, Chandra and Rakuni versus 4, I don't think it will work. In the end, just taking out the Jongnam that has the healing on his skill 3 is going to be very difficult on this one. So, yeah, it's not going to be healing any of the other units, but you still have to be facing that Marsha, and that Marsha is only going to get stronger and stronger throughout the match.
Definitely is right now. Can he get any freezes? No. But that Marsha keeps setting up the defense break. Didn't land this time though.
Yeah, didn't land this time, but besides the Marsha being there, we still have the control from the Oliver, from the Cigar. It's so many pushbacks, it's so many cool
I think it's
time
over,
increases.
right? There's no way.
Even if Chandra gets a proper turn off, there's not going to be any
Jeongnam
defense,
is
there's
so
not going to be any slows, there's not going to be
strong
too many
against
stunts.
those two units.
And Paffix is just hard controlling the team of Guts right here.
Oh,
More that you can control him, obviously.
That is
any of those
key.
skills up right now, and it is not quite enough, but he'll follow it up right now, I'm sure, to secure that kill from the Oliver. No, going for the Chandra right now, leaving it for a moment.
Yeah, leaving it for a moment, trying to set up the defense break, and maybe just hoping for an AoE skill to take it out. Does take it out right there. One crit would seal the deal. Doesn't seal the deal, and we have the additional turn with the Marsha once again.
Devil
to
Fruit
taking
won.
out that Chandra.
Wow, Marsha coming in clutch for Paffix right there. Taking that first set win against Guts the Berserker. Just showing how strong that unit can be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And in this position, it was very interesting to see because Paffix is normally saying, like, I'm a turn 2 player. This position, he was very much a turn 1 player, very much going for the AoE CC kind of style of comp. And it definitely did work out against Guts in the previous round.
Exactly. We're seeing already then the bans coming in. It is going to be on the Cigar, and it is going to be on the Tian Lang side. Do you think Guts is going to change things up and go back to his first pick, Escher?
It might be. But in this position, the Julian is there. So the moment that Julian is available, the chances of Paffix going for a turn 2 kind of comp is a lot more dominant right there. So once again, we have that Hagen being picked up, but we already have a Julian on the enemy side.
Yeah, let's see how Guts can respond to that right now. Then he has secured the Escher at the moment with the Chandra.
Dude,
with
the
Velaju, we know how dangerous
Escher
that combination
Velaju
with
comp
Hagen
is so
can
popular
be.
now. Such a
Yeah,
great
the
bruiser
Hagen
comp.
Velaju combination is definitely very dangerous, but it is that bruiser combination which we have seen a few times in the last 2 days not really working out that well. On the other side, we have Smicer being picked up with the segment. So also going a little bit between bruiser and still going for CC kind of styles and cooldown increases.
But bringing along, crucially, some more defense breaks on the side for that Julian if it manages to stay out on the field. Say,
Hey, yo, no One Piece spoilers. Hello?
Praha coming into play.
Going back to the Pra, I definitely do like it for the
One
bruise
more
style of
One
Guts.
One
However,
Piece
Guts
discussion,
doesn't
and
show that
we
much
will
damage except for
turn
the
on
Escher.
members
Everything
only
has a
chat.
little bit of chip damage, and a little bit of chip damage can
Alright,
definitely
what is
end
that?
up to quite some damage at some point. But it's a very protective comp right now. And
Double
have a Diana
water?
being locked in.
Very
So this
bruiser
Diana
heavy
is
from
probably the ban
Berserk.
right here because it's just so dangerous.
Yeah, Diana banned out.
What's for
Hagen
dinner?
banned out,
Chicken
so
and rice
Paffix
and
taking the
cabbage.
Speed leads 33 and 24 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk.
Could have been
It's that
broccoli, but my
Summoners War
mom
European
hate
League
not my
playoffs
mom,
day
my
2,
wife.
set 2. Paffix
Same thing.
1-0
Huh?
up,
What?
Guts the Berserk 0.
She
Can
hates
reclaim a
broccoli.
point, say.
So
In this
we
position,
got- I
where
got
do you go for?
cabbage
Do you go
today.
for the Velaju to prevent the AoE immunity coming, or do you prevent the turn take?
Oh,
tries to
that
Asher, but
sucks.
does miss the skill on the Asher. Asher can go
That
for the boost.
sucks.
Pra can follow up. But the big question is, do you actually have proper follow-up, or is it one of those comps that just kind of follows up, but not really?
Yeah, he's getting that immunity up now, so it's not going to allow any stuns coming out from
He has,
Julian on
like,
that skill 2, but more damage. is
Dude,
gonna throw
Smicer's
into-
strip is stupid.
Yeah, more damage is gonna come in.
What the-
Plus, the Smicer
No,
actually did
dude.
manage to land that strip. The
How?
strip chance of the Smicer is not that high, but landing it while taking a turn is also
Landing
crucial.
between two buff
Look
too.
at that. We're getting an extra from the Praha, dealing more damage into that Sekhmet right now. Who is he going to look to defend? It's going onto that Escher.
Funny how the
Skill
defend
one,
doesn't defend the
strips
bomb
it.
damage.
Strips it, setting up for that armor break, and that armor break, once again, we can go back for that skill 3. Does manage to land it this time, does also steal a speed buff, but is that going to help the unit that much?
Yeah, let's find out. Julian taking that turn, getting the additional
Oh.
turn. How much damage? We've seen huge amounts before. 6k hits.
Dude, the
Those are
strip, the
definitely two
silence,
very
so
crucial
good.
hits. In this position, are you gonna go for armor breaks? Because the units
Why don't
that
I
you're
have that
trying to
unit,
armor
bro?
break, you're probably not going to be landing the armor break on. Is gonna go for it. Does not
So
manage to land the
busted.
armor break on one of the 2 water units.
Yeah, doesn't manage to land them there, so Julian can't. Well, he's going to find it a bit more difficult right now. Confirming the kill on that Sekhmet.
Let's see what the Julian can do. A skill 1, can it take out this Praha? I don't think so. No, it's Mrs. Crit.
He need a
can take
heal?
it out a little bit extra
No
damage,
heal?
just more
Oh, this
more
gonna
chip
take out the
damage
Praha.
to get this Praha off the field as fast as possible. But the Praha is surviving.
How did it survive through? Praha's still on the field. I'm not sure if she has skills available, but there is a heal block on her anyway.
No skills available. Also, if
Oh,
she would take
no
an additional
skill.
turn,
What if the
still no
Chandra
skills
Violent
available, and it's
Probably on
pretty
despair,
soon
though.
going to be Julian plus the Smicer against the world. In this position, you definitely do not
Dude,
want
if
to lock
Smicer
in
land
your
a bomb
skill two
Velaju
on
is
the
gonna be
Praha,
so
But
bad.
where do you want to lock it in? Simply goes for skill 1.
Dude, the
Yeah,
silence
confirmed
so
that kill
good.
Right now, skill 1 available. A little bit of
Dude,
healing up for
that is
Vanessa, but
so
additional turns
good.
get
This
silence.
unit is
Getting the silence
busted.
plus the stun plus the bomb, so that's definitely locking out that Velager for
Bro.
quite a few turns. Plus, if you defend right now, the bomb will go through it, so the damage on that Velager is still going to be pretty
Dude,
dominant.
it punished anything that
Julian
that
has
used
second skill
skill.
available. Is it going to be enough to take it out?
Ooh, double 10Ks,
Bro,
that's so much damage. and we
Smicer's
just see
so
it time and time again. This
busted.
Smicer's doing so
Hey,
much
yo.
work, but we have the additional turn.
He's gonna strip that. You know that's gonna happen, right?
Turns of immunity, but we have seen it. Smicer currently on a slow debuff. But the moment it takes a turn, it can actually strip those immunities. But so can the Vanessa do while landing that defense.
Oh,
break.
no
That's going to
damage,
be so much
Velager.
damage from the Julian coming in pretty soon.
He stripped
And
one.
he couldn't cycle out of it. Chandra
Dude,
now, and it's setting
this
up for a
unit.
huge hit coming in from Julian
The Vanessa
very
just-
soon.
Yeah.
The heal is so
Use it.
strong.
No,
The heal
you-
is stupid.
Probably not. Well, I would still do it because in the end, you do know that your skill 1 is 70.
This
crit rate, you
Smicer
do
is
know
so
your skill
good,
2
bro.
is 100 crit rate. Taking double 15Ks, taking out
That unit is
and that's gonna be the second
wild.
victory for Paffix.
Paffix 2-0 up against Guts the Berserk. Julian just a
Damn.
showcase in our playoffs day 2 at the
Even
moment.
using
As I said
immunity is
before,
meaningless
how do you
against
answer?
Smicer.
Do you control him? Do you try and kill him with an anti-revive? It's up to Guts now to find out the answer, right?
The interesting thing is talking about anti-revive.
He need a
Guts
Raki.
does have a jar.
Berserk.
Is he willing
Guts
to
need a
dare that?
Raki
Like,
in the
if
draft.
there is one man that might be daring it to kill a Julian with a Jara, it could be Guts. But then it's also so dangerous. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to see that. But I do expect pre-bans on that unit as most as possible. But in this case, we have a Cigar pre-ban, actually.
Yeah, Cigar and Smicer. Smicer was being annoying for
Dude,
Guts
Smicer is the
against
new
Guts,
mouse.
but, Paffix taking it out. We've got a quick response.
Every turn he
with
take,
Gang and
every
Eshe.
violent he take,
Tian Lang coming to the
it's just
field, though.
stupid.
Yeah, once again, the Tian Lang on the field. We have seen Paffix not playing that much Tian Lang throughout the league days itself, but during the playoff, Paffix is definitely locking in that Tian Lang, definitely seeing the value of that.
All right,
And
Mob
Guts really
Bruiser
going
from
back to
from
the
Gut.
Bruce style with that Camilla. We haven't seen too many Camillas in the last 2 days, but I definitely do like a Camilla fitting in this team right now.
Yeah, we know Julian is the back pocket pick though for Paffix if he looks to use it right now. So there is needing to be maybe some more damage to try and get through a Camilla unless he wants to ban it out.
Yeah, ooh, a Mo Long. We haven't seen Mo Long in quite a while as well. Same for the Abellio, actually. So definitely interesting picks over there. I do
Wow,
like the
both
Mo
are
Long.
going
I'm not
heavy
entirely sure
bruiser.
if I like the Abellio because in the end, Guts has so much bruiser already. And
Are we gonna
Abellio
see
is
a
more
win
of
panda,
counter
bro?
Into trying to snipe out things. In this position, Guts is not
Does
really trying
Jara
to snipe
passive
out
negate
anything.
Julian?
Guts is just
No.
trying to slowly
Jara's
bruiser your units
anti-revive.
down. And sure, Abellio has
Julian
good
is
healing,
not
But if Guts can
about
find a really
reviving.
good
Julian sucks
fifth pick
blood.
right now. Ooh, that's actually a snipe unit right there,
Interesting.
though. But I would definitely still say that your Mo Long is going to be the one to be targeted for a ban, I would say. Let's see what he locks in. He does actually lock in an Athena.
Etna
Maybe it's a
winning
Vio
unit in
Ethna.
response to the 2 water units that are coming out. We're seeing the ban on that Sekhmet as well as the Camilla on the side of Guts the Berserk. Speed lead and crit rate lead coming in on the side for both of these guys as we're going in. So our Summoners War European League Playoffs Day 2, set number 3 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk. He's 2-0 up. Eshe will be able to take that first turn. It's a slow Etna, eh?
Yeah, it's maybe a violent Athena. Well, it has to be a violent Athena because
Yeah, it looks
even
kinda
the
slow.
Velager
It's
is
probably
highly
violent.
outspeeding that Athena. So definitely interesting to see what's going on over there. We did get 2 very crucial stunts on the Mo Long and the Abellio right now, but I'm definitely curious to see what this
Good
Athena will bring.
damage.
Yeah, right now we can use that cleanse, get rid of the defense break on the side of
He
Guts
just
the
need to kill
Berserk.
Tian Lang.
They
I
get
think.
defense
Despair
breaks.
Etna.
Yes,
Okay.
Despair. It actually managed to despair that Tian Lang right there. But if
He'll
you
block?
lock in a skill 3
He'll
right
block?
now, you're gonna crit all your hits. You have the crit rate lead. But Abellio will take that turn. However, no, Abellio won't take that turn because Tian Lang is on the field.
Oh, yeah, that's
Interesting
true.
Interaction right there. Skill 2 is available. But the
He
range
nerfed his
advantage
own
is better.
Abellio.
Getting a stun, but Hagan can cleanse it out.
Oh,
Athna's gonna do it, and yeah, actually very interesting interaction.
Tian Lang
because the Tian
did
Lang
more
was
harm than
actually
good.
hard countering his own unit. The Abellio couldn't take a turn. The Abellio couldn't go for healing. The Abellio couldn't do that much because the Tian Lang was also working for your side of the field.
Yeah. Now, right now, he managed to get a lot of damage through that skill 3.
Watch
Eshe
the
is
Etna
off
Despair
the
stun
field
again. It's gonna
right
happen.
now, but if Etna can
Oh
keep
my god,
cycling
Despair
and
stun.
stunning, it could be
Despair
end
stun
game.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely working very well for Guts right now, and this is definitely a style of Athena we don't see too much, especially it being that
Ooh.
slow. But I also do think it's probably very tanky at that moment. Plus, taking
But it's
it out
over.
right now with
Ethna
2 water
carry
units
from here.
probably ain't gonna happen. So this
Easy.
is looking very much for a victory for Guts.
Yeah, we know from previous SWC said just how tech Guts can get right now, and he's brought out that Despair Etna, and it's looking like it's proven very beneficial in this set right now. Interesting build.
That was really good play.
Yeah,
very, very
interesting
well
build.
played.
And for me, it's even more interesting to say where
I didn't
it's
think
just
about it,
not
but you
speedy
could
at all,
actually
because
just hit
Velogy was
the
so much
Abelio
faster
like
than
that.
Etna. So definitely curious to see at what speed that Etna was. But in this position, it worked out very well. It probably would have been able to take quite some hits from those water units.
Well
still
done.
survive
He's
and
coming
then
back.
Still do our work.
Yep, so Guts the Berserk taking a set win against Paffix right there, meaning currently the standings are 2-1. Remember, folks, this is a best of 7. Everything is a best of 7 today. Has he got any more tech built up for us?
I have no clue. It's definitely interesting to see. Once again, going back to the Julian ban, I definitely do like that one over there. It's better to not play against it than to play against it. So it's hard to say that Guts is also one of those players. He really does like to adapt over multiple rounds. But is he gonna go back to that Hey Gang first pick right now, or is he also going to be switching that off?
Yeah, let's find out. He obviously knows that there is Tian Lang on the side of a Paffix as well, so using these units at the attack bar, he will be able to take advantage
Guts
of that
locking in
Paffix.
full
Chandra
bruiser
being
today.
Locked in, speed lead, very crucial with the skill 3 as well. Hairgang and Smicer, quick response.
Quick response, but Guts has played a bunch of matches as well against the Hey Gang yesterday, so he definitely does know his way around, where he could simply say like, okay, if you bruiser with the Hey Gang doesn't have that much value. Hey Gang has a lot of value if it's played against AoE CC or if it's played with AoE CC. But in bruiser fights, Hey Gang sure it can take up quite some boost as kind of a ragdoll kind of passive. However, it's not always doing enough in that position. So Paffix, what kind of bruiser style are you going to be continuing with? A Shizuka, that's showing very little
that looks
damage.
like Obabo
This is 100% a game for a Juno plus a Veramos.
Let's find out. Guts, we've seen it before from him as well. Juno, straight away a response right there. We know how crucial the strips can be. And getting all those debuffs, just eating them up, giving more health to the rest of the team. How does Paffix respond there?
I have no clue, but whatever Paffix picks in the 5th slot, he can take all his 30 seconds. It's going to be banned anyway. So I definitely do like the draft of Guts right here, because Paffix is showing so little damage, and neither of those units can actually take out the Juno or the Varamos. So Paffix has to be banning Juno or Varamos. And the 5th pick of
How's he gonna kill Juno?
There we go. Veramus is out. Oberon also out right now, taking the HP lead.
What?
Paffix, the
How is
speed lead on the side of
Smicer
Guts
gonna
the
kill
Berserk.
Juno?
So that's
Can he do that?
European League playoffs day 2, set number 4 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk. Currently 2-1 Paffix. Escher taking that first turn save, but Sekhmet could follow up.
Yeah, Sekhmet will definitely follow up. Does actually decide to go for a boost. But in this position, it's all about the Juno. How much damage can she do? And how long will it actually take for her to get the stacks up,
But
do
then
enough
Smicer
damage?
can heal,
There is a
so.
little bit of healing on the side of Paffix, but it's all eyes on that Juno. And if Paffix can actually take out the Juno at a certain point, then he can win. If not, that's definitely going to be a victory for Guts. So we're all eyes on this Juno.
So that is the winning factor right now for you, say. Smicer is going to be following up right now, getting a silence, but she's going to be cleansing that Juno.
That you can't
she's
even use your
definitely gonna be
Shizuka
cleansing
skill
that
properly.
and getting the healings in. Also, the bomb not landing in this position, but I don't think he actually wants to go for all things in nature. So in this position, it's not doing all too much, and that's definitely something that Juno can still work of getting more healing in.
Yeah, she's got that second skill available. Just going to put it on to Hagen, get that cool
Look at
time
that
down
Juno
again
damage.
right now.
It's gonna get through Paffix soon.
Strict skills on the side of Guts the Berserk is going to be a little bit okay for now.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay. Well, in the end, Juno could go for an AoE strip, but it's going to be cleansed off by the Hey Gang as well, so it doesn't really matter all too much. The Juno just wants to keep pushing in those skill ones.
Yeah,
and
do you
there
think
is
double
healing on
ban
that
can really
Smicer,
shake
but the
up
healing
something?
of the
Make it more
Smicer is
fun.
not
I
that
don't know.
much that you can actually survive a Juno that just keeps stumbling
It's
down
been 10
damage
years.
into you.
Like,
Plus, all
do
of the other units on the
change
side of
something
Guts are
about
doing exactly the same thing.
tournament
All of
art,
the
yeah.
damage goes into that Smicer right now, trying to take out the healing. But this is an opener. You do have armor break on the unit right now. Can you actually do enough damage to a Juno right now?
Nope. Got heal block on the Esh here at the moment. But Smicer
Wait,
not getting
is it
damage.
me or the Juno does no damage?
Yeah, definitely a very interesting fight where it's just super hard counted. Oh, we did get an additional turn. Once again, can try to land the bomb. Does land the bomb, so that's probably a goodbye to that Valajul anytime soon. However, it's still the same thing for that Smicer as well. The Junos just keep working on that Smicer.
Yeah, right into that Smicer, taking it down. Chip at the moment. Probably a little bit more.
But yeah, with
damage coming in,
Smicer
going
down,
for
I think it's
Shizuka
over.
Instead, right now, that bomb's going to be going off soon.
Or is it?
Bomb is definitely going to be going off soon. You can go for some protection with the Soul Protect right there as well. So in this position, I do think that the Juno has to go for skill 2. at least the Juno is in a position for the skill 2 that it doesn't kill right away. So even if you would miss the strip, it's not that you're killing the unit and it comes back instantly. It does manage to strip it, and it's very not lively.
I'm just wondering, I'm seeing in the chat, have I been abducted by aliens again? I'm not sure, my voice might have gone, but Chandra getting that cool time on it right now as well.
Yeah, Chandra definitely still working around, like, and in the end, everything on the side of Guts is just so lively, whereas Guts is just slowly chipping out one unit by one unit, and the smites are being gone, and it's like, oh, that's a lot of buffs, and then Juno is like, oh, that's a lot of healing, right? And we're just gonna rinse and repeat that until the end of the match.
Yeah, this is a long one, and hopefully I've been returned by the aliens and my voice is good again. But right now, Hagan can use that skill 1, getting the stun on the Escher as well.
Juno.
Yeah, also trying to get back that Smice. It does give a little bit of healing, but in the end, I would say that Juno was able to solo this whole team from the start. And the other units were just like field fillers, trying to help the Juno a little bit, and Juno's just putting in the work.
Yeah, just showing how strong the draft was from Guts the Berserk there, say. Do you think it would have been different if maybe Paffix had banned out the Juno and left the Veramos instead?
Well, the big difference about that one is if you manage to get multiple stuns on that Veramos and you keep stunning the Veramos and then might actually take it out, it is actually a lot easier to deal with than a Juno, because Juno straight up just keeps on healing, no better stuns, no better nothing. Whereas a Veramos, if you keep stunning it, which is going to be slightly difficult, because in the end you're just having the Hagang stun, you have the Smicer skill to stun, you have the
it took too long to kill
stun, but it's not that many stuns
the friends
you can actually
of Juno.
lock it down for permanent stunning, and for that reason, I think either or. I would say that it's just more of a drafting issue in the third and fourth pick
like,
of
I
Paffix,
think Hagang Shizuka can kill Juno,
being very counterable by those cleansers, and that's making it work for Guts.
but now it's too late.
That Juno's doing some very nice skill 1 damage for
Oh
you as well,
god, that's so much damage.
Yeah, it's
and
just
gonna be...
it's just skill 1 damage. This whole match was skill 1 damage.
There you go. Guts the Berserk
Wow.
falling out to save
Back to square one.
that skill 1 damage. Juno coming in clutch for Guts the Berserk to even things off at the moment. 2-2 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk, say, showing how strong the drafting skills were from Guts the Berserk right there. How do you think Paffix can respond? He said different third and fourth picks.
Yeah, it's definitely always dangerous to show no damage at all when you know your enemy has 2 more picks left. So in those 2 last picks, he was completely locked out to pretty much having any chance of winning that match. So let's see what we have for this match over here. The Valor is once again being banned, and we have that Cigar being banned. Is Paffix going back to like maybe picking Hagang for himself? Let's see.
Yeah, will he look to maybe steal that unit? We've seen how important it's been during the playoff days. No deciding to go already for his Vanessa. We know the combination of Julian could be following up. Yeah. More looking as the answer for Guts.
I definitely do like this position for Paffix a lot more. He has also not been playing that much of his Kavach, which he has been doing quite some in the league days itself. We go back to that Hagang, and the Hagang is definitely that prevention against a skill 2 of a Vanessa, getting that armor break with it, not its cleanse. So therefore that Hagang is definitely fitting right there. But we have Paffix just locking in his LDs, the Tianlang is in there, the Julian is in there, we have Smicer once again being picked up. Let's see what Guts likes to follow this up with.
Exactly, he's going to have to think of a counter for that Julian unless he's looking to instead ban it out. But choosing a Praha with some of that additional attack bar, say, do you have to ban out a Tianlang instead? What?
Pretty interesting match. I would say normally you would say, oh, this is a match where Diana fits really well, but oops, I have a Tianlang on the field. And that's the same thing that happened last time around with the Abellio. It just didn't fit because
Riley
of your own
and Julian.
Riley, of course, definitely fits in this position, but I think he has to be looking in another damage unit to make this work right now.
Let's see who he's going to decide for then in the last 4 seconds of his pick in our set number 5 right now. It's going to be a Veramos.
Interestingly enough, Veramos also is somewhat counted by his own Tianlang. Sure, there's a bunch of debuffs on the side of Guts, but in the end, it's not that much. And a Camilla picked up. That's definitely an interesting over there as well, because if you have the Camilla in and you were to remove the Riley, for example, I definitely do think that Guts is looking at a pretty strong draft. But then again, we're keeping in the Julian, and Julian is always dangerous.
It is always dangerous if it can stay in there right now. Let's find out who they're going to be looking to ban then. In our set number 5, this is going to extend the lead to a 3-2 for one of these players right now. Remember, it is a best of 7, so there's at least 2 more sets that are going to happen right now. Riley being banned out alongside the Camilla, taking that speed lead for Paffix, and the resistance lead of Praha on the side of Guts the Berserk. So Summoners War European League Playoffs Day 2, set number 5.
Guys.
All things are even as Escher goes first.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if that resistance lead is going to work, because in most cases, Tianlang will be on a decent amount of accuracy, but Julian's and Veromos's might not be. So let's see
it's
if
coming.
that actually does work out.
It's coming.
Come in with some crazy damage on
That
that
is
Asher.
unfair.
18Ks?
Double 18k. Well, that's the thing with Asher. Asher has a really high base HP, but his base defense is near non-existing. Julian just eats that for breakfast.
What?
Yeah, and just like Veromos is eating the bombs for breakfast as well from the Smicer right now. Dealing the defense breaks into that Praha. She will have a skill 3 available though. But
How do you
Julian
stop
will take a
that?
turn anyway.
You can't stop that.
Julian will definitely take that turn anyway, and that's just the sheer power of Julian. And that's once again a Hagang on the field against a matchup where Hagang is not really countering anything. And that's just what we have seen quite a bunch, is where Hagang is used too much, and he ends up in matches where he's not really countering anything, and therefore he's not doing anything, he's not dealing any damage, he's not really providing any proper healing or anything. And he's just sitting there being eaten by a Julian.
Yeah, Julian just getting those additional turns, dealing way more damage. And no defense breaks at the moment.
Whoa, Smicer proc is on
doing
point.
That chip damage more than he can heal.
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this Julian is just putting in so much work. There's just a little bit of healing from that Veromos coming in time and time again, mainly because of those silence, because of those bombs. And that's actually a very nice way to counter out a Smicer
Dude,
as well.
the proc on Berserk is
trying
insane.
to get some damage in, but we're getting a setup. Armor break into skill 2. Double 13Ks taking out that Smicer.
Doesn't matter, bro.
So much damage coming out from the side of that Julian, and he's just going to be taking way more turns
Come
as well
on,
right now,
dude.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna
just
proc
taking
again.
more
Watch.
turns. Every time we're just waiting for Julian's skill 2. Every time the Julian skill 2 is up there, the armor break is landed. Double 80Ks. Every time Julian has that skill 2 with an armor break, it's just taking out a unit.
Dude, that skill 2 need a extra cooldown turn,
I
man.
love him, say. I have him. I love
That
him.
thing is
But
2-turn
Paffix are taking a
cooldown. What
3-2
the-
win so
Are
far
you kidding
against
me?
Guts of Berserk. Remember, it's a best of 7, so he still needs to get another win to get to that number 4 in order to get
Damn,
through
that
to face
skill
off
is
against
2-turn
Obabo in
cooldown.
that next round, say. You think we're going to see a pre-ban of the good old Julian here?
Disgusting.
Yeah, we're absolutely going to see a Julian being pre-banned. Guts does not like to play against that unit. It's pretty much any winning condition that Paffix had in those 3 victories, or most of them at least, was all Julian based. So definitely something that Guts does not like to play against.
He definitely doesn't like, but there's still Tianlang on the side for Paffix if he looks to choose to use that right now. Guts the Berserk, not as quick to secure a Hairgang in that first pick, as you mentioned, say already. Didn't really do much in that previous match for him right now. Changing things up with a Chandra.
Yeah, locking in the Chandra. The question is right now, also Paffix is seeing that Hagang doesn't have that much
Stealing
value
the
in these
Vela.
early picks where they're both bruisering it out. Sure, Hagang insanely strong against AoE CC once again, but neither of those two players are really playing that much. And therefore, I definitely like those bruiser picks of the Vela Duel, of the Smicer, of the Chandra a lot more.
Yeah, let's see how Guts of Berserk can continue that there as well right now. Sekhmet coming out potentially to look to use some skill 3s onto something like a Vela Duel, say. Partnering it up here with, as we're going all of the 30 seconds into the Praha, his comfortable pick.
Yeah, definitely going back to the Praha. With the Praha on the field, at this position, you could say like, okay, that is where I like to lock in a Hagang, and that's where it also fits a lot more. But also what we haven't seen between the two players today yet is Fire Monkey. Fire Monkey would definitely be strong, but first of all, we have a Camilla being locked in and a Tianlang. I would still say
think
that
Julian has
Fire
been
Monkey
shining
actually
for like
does
a
have
year
some
now.
chance right here.
Yeah, we're seeing a Wooster at the moment.
been
on the
quite
side
some
of
shining, not gonna
Camilla.
lie.
Maybe a steal from Paffix as
I think
well.
he's
You've
been
seen that
shining
Guts of
since
Berserk have
last
been
year,
using it in those
October or
4th and 5th
something.
picks. Who's he going to partner it up with for you, sir?
I would say Fire Monkey actually does have some potential in here. Sure, it's kind of difficult to deal with the Camilla, but we're actually going to a Federica, also a unit we haven't seen today yet. It is definitely an interesting unit. However, the big issue is if you take the first turn and your Federica is a lot slower, that silence from the Smicer might always end up on that Federica. And we have a Miles being picked up for Paffix.
I think they can make it so that it's 3-turn cooldown, but if it's stunned, it reduces cooldown to 2-turn. So let's say if he hit unit that has immunity, then he can't get shot cooldown.
Right now, if Paffix can win this set, he will win.
Or
and
he
beat
need to
Guts of
kill
Berserk
to
and go
reset
through to the
cooldown.
next round
But
against
Julian kill everything
Obabo,
anyway,
you
so
know,
it doesn't
easy
matter.
person to come up against it is going to be Miles.
It can be 2-turn cooldown with condition, I
On
think.
the side of
But it
Guts
should
of
be like
Berserk.
3-turn. Come on.
Oh, things are going to be getting
thing's
tense right now
busted.
for both of these
What?
players. Guts of Berserk needs that set win as we're getting the fire HP lead on the side of Paffix with the speed lead on the side of Guts of Berserk. It's our Summoners War European League Playoffs Day 2, set number 6. The crucial set is Sekhmet. Will she land, say?
And she does land, but all eyes for me are on the Federica. Is Federica gonna do her thing, or is it gonna go down to a long match where Camilla potentially can do her thing? those are the two interactions that I do see with a lot of potential. We do have 2 buffs on the Federica right now, so the odds for Smice to
The
actually
Federica's
strip
gonna
out
get
the
silenced,
immunity.
bro. I
However,
can feel it
you
already.
can strip on the skill 1 as well. Decides not to go for it.
Watch
Go for
watch
it right now.
Smicer
Obviously,
silence that
there's
shit.
no defense
Almost
race. I mean,
happened.
Does strip of the shield.
Does strip the shield, so definitely not what you want to see. This Federica can do a lot of damage. Can it instantly take out Smicer?
It's on
Does not take out
Vile.
Smicer, but it's Violet. It's not on Vampire. Normally it's so base that everyone is saying like, okay, Vampire on that unit or double Nemesis on that unit or anything like
It's
that.
on
But this one is on
Vile.
Violet, and actually with that Violet proc took out the Smicer right away.
Wow, so we've already seen an Etna built on Despair, and right now he's gone for a Via Federica as well. They say he's going to probably pop up the defend as well, over onto that Federica, not to allow it to get any hits on it.
Well, the interesting thing is, Federica has a very low cooldown on that skill too if she were to actually kill. In this case, she didn't specifically kill, because if she would have killed and took the violent turn, then she would have already had the skill 3 right now. In this position, she doesn't have it as of yet, but if it would take one more violent turn, that's another dead unit. Doesn't take in this position just yet.
Federica
Nope,
is
can
like
do
a
little bit of
budget
healing through
Julian.
Skill 2 from that Wooster
Kinda.
right now. Camilla's still on the field, is going to be annoying, but there's no freeze action.
Yeah, there's no freeze action coming in. We do have some slows going in on the other side, but that Federica does have the second skill up right now. If that second skill goes on a not so lively Tian Lang, it would be taken off the battlefield. But also on a Veladjul. Veladjul is mostly based on defense, so it's probably going to be taken out as well.
Let's find out if it is going to be enough to take out one of those units right now. Sekhmet can look to use that skill 3, resetting that Veladjul as well. There is a freeze, but there's immunity everywhere.
There's immunity. There was the armor break. It did provide quite
Damn,
some
look at that
protection, but
unit.
still,
It's popping off.
It's looking less lively as possible.
Yeah, I think
at
it's
that
over.
position. A
I
little
think
bit more
Guts
healing
got this
going in.
one.
But the
Nice
big question is
draft.
going to be,
Budget
can Camilla
Julian.
provide a solo over here? Because soloing against immunity as of Wusa is pretty difficult for Camilla, because you can't cycle in those freezes, you can't cycle in those slows. And that is what Camilla really needs to provide a solo.
Wusa probably it's gonna be enough.
So it is
Maybe.
Be Camilla
Maybe.
versus the world right now. That skill 1 going into a Chandra is.
Uh-oh.
Does she get the freeze on a Sekhmet as well? No.
Ooh, didn't provide the freeze, but there's
You need a
charming
crit.
voice coming in. Cooldown increases. In this position, this is exactly
need a
where you
crit.
wanted to get
Oh,
that skill
shit.
2 in. Can't get skill 2 in.
Oh,
also does not
shit.
get the increased cooltime in, so Wusa's gonna go for another
But Wusa
round
is really
of
strong
Reach of
here.
Immortality.
Yeah, he's going to boost up all of the shields, all of the immunity. It's going to be very annoying for that Camilla to take a turn. But she's still healing a little bit, say.
Yeah, she's definitely still healing a little
Ooh,
bit,
that
but the
crit.
moment that the Wusa go for skill 2, it's just so
it's
much
GG.
damage going in, and Camilla can't really win with that.
Nope, she's not looking healthy.
Not
Brought some
enough.
additional turns
Not
to
enough
try
at
and
all.
help him along the way right now. But it's going to be very, very soon that we're going to get skills rotating through to the side of Guts the Berserk.
Yeah, absolutely, because you just had to get freezes on that Wusa, but the moment that you
No
can't
violent
get
proc
those,
can save you
Camilla
now.
can take
It's
as
not
many
Siege. You
violent
can
procs
proc
as
4
she wants,
times.
but she's not gonna do enough healing. Like, her healing in the end isn't that much, and
Easy.
definitely not enough to get a critter and survive that from a Federica with a victory towards Guts.
Guts the Berserk, bringing it back 3-3. So say, best of 7. New thing. Look at that. We've got 3-3, and we're going into the final deciding set in a best of 7 between Paffix and Guts the Berserk. Again, Guts the Berserk coming out with some different tech.
Yeah, a lot of tech going on, but this is the unfavorable match for Guts because Julian can't be pre-banned. So Guts once again has to win against a Julian setup.
Yeah, let's see how he's going to deal with that right now. He's taken out the Cigar. Veladjul taken out on the side of Paffix as well. Say, is he going to look to go back
All
for
right.
Vanessa first?
This is
pick?
the final game.
Yeah, I definitely do think he will be locking in that Vanessa, probably going back in straight for that Tian Lang, plus that Julian, probably going to be looking at a Riley. Those are his comfortable picks, and Guts knows that. So he has to keep those 4 units in mind, because those 4 units are most likely going to be on the field. What can Guts do against that with the Bruiser style that he has been picking up? We have seen that the Praha doesn't really work, the Smicer doesn't really work. A lot of these things just simply don't really work.
I know,
The
like,
Hay Gang
I know,
doesn't
right?
really work.
Rage Gaming.
There's just so many
Julian's
things
not a
that just
problem.
didn't work.
Who
So
thinks
what are
Julian's
you
a
actually
problem,
trying
bro?
to find that would work?
Just
And Guts
control
takes
it.
a full 30 seconds. He might actually go for an AOECC comp. I would like that.
Going in for a Chandra and a
Why is Neft this a
Slicer then
problem?
right
Just
now.
reset it.
Paffix doesn't lock in a Julian and a Tian Lang.
Nah, Oliver's not a problem, bro. Just kill it.
Yeah, that's also definitely a
Why
an
you-
option
why you-
right here.
why you
But
poor?
I
Just
do
be
think
rich.
that going back for the Kafachi.
Why you homeless?
We haven't
Just
seen
get
that
a home.
all too much today. It's
Very
definitely
simple.
an interesting pick over here.
Oh,
But
what is that?
As I was thinking
Light
about it, Guts could
Smicer.
have maybe went for an AOECC kind of comp. I do think that Paffix is very comfortable playing against it as well. But we're actually going to see a Rocky in combination with an Asher.
Finally.
That could mean that Mind Games come in the ban phase right now, say as well. Do you ban out that Raki? Do you ban out the Julian, knowing that one of them might go through? I think Paffix is going to respond.
I definitely do think he goes back for the Tian Lang, because in the end the Tian Lang does counter the Rocky
Wow,
skill too. It
Paffix
does
so
counter the
aggressive.
Asher, but he actually decides to go in for units that will be potentially sniping him out.
Whoa, what is
Guts
that?
going in for a Robo.
Yeah, Dark Robo.
Is
at
that
the moment
Swift?
being locked in.
He's banning
for
Vanessa,
Guts
right?
Berserk,
Oh,
changing
that's
up
the
for his
huh?
the Wind Robo. Maybe this
Wait,
is the
triple
decision.
fire.
What
What are
do
you
prefer?
doing?
I would prefer the Dark Robo because of the element, but it's very likely that the Dark Robo
What is he
on
doing?
Despair
Why is
and
he
the
picking Wind
is on
Robo?
Swift. And in this position, he rather has a Swift unit to be able to
What?
outspeed his enemy rather than a Despair version.
Oh, taking out the Vanessa.
What
then.
is
Actually
Bro
being banned
doing?
out on the side of Guts
What if
Berserk.
Paffix
It's a
segment outspeed
deciding
Robo?
set between Paffix
It could
and Guts
happen.
Berserk in our Summoners War European League playoffs day 2. Set number 7.
No
say, will Julian do it again?
way.
No, we have such a fast
No.
segment, and the segment without the speed lead
Oh,
is
wait,
outspeeding
look,
this
whoa.
Robo, so the whole setup
Rocky's
doesn't
so
work.
quick.
We still have the Rocky taking a turn. You can go for skill 2 right now. Goes for skill 3.
Why no
instantly
skill
doesn't
2?
Kill.
It doesn't manage
What
to
did he
get the
give
kill
Julian
right
free
now,
attack
meaning
bar
that
with the
Julian
Robo,
can use
and
that
then not skill 2?
Looking to get the stuns on that Robo. We're going to build up some
He
immunity.
fumbled a
and
bag,
with
bro.
the attack buff as well, say.
Yeah, that's definitely the position. If he had a
fumbled
little bit
a
faster
bag.
of a Robo, he
Dude,
could
skill
have
2
went for
give way
cycling,
too much
skill
attack
2,
bar.
absorb some of
He
that
could have
attack bar,
skill 2.
not give
I swear.
or like more of a chance to go for a skill 2 into a skill 3. In this position, it wasn't possible, so now it will
Who
take
let him
quite a
cook,
while
bro?
for Rocky to get her skills back.
He
I'm
needs
not
to
sure
stop
if she has
cooking.
that much time.
No, I don't think he will have enough time. This defense breaks out as well for Julian right now.
Watch the violent
Skill
proc.
1, still dealing
Oh,
7k
he's so
hits
nice
there.
in violent prop right there.
Yeah, that's just so much damage going in. We do have the Rocky that has some potential of cycling as well, but we have a boost up to that Julian, and with a boosted up Julian's just gonna make so much work of those defense
I don't think
breaks.
skill 2 would proc Nem.
He is. He's
I don't
landing
think so.
bombs on the segment.
He's so
It doesn't
fast.
really matter
It
right
means he
now.
can't be
Sorry,
doing a lot of
he's not going to
damage.
be able to cycle enough, I think, to get rid of a Julian, and that skill 2 with the defense break.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be taken out. That Smicer could actually decide not to go for the Smicer, leave the Smicer just to kill for the Masha, which in this case is also very well possible.
And also his Robo hit the
Right
Julian
now,
for no
he's
reason.
looking a bit dire for Guts Berserk.
He
has that
wanted
skill
to,
3
I
available
think he
now to
wanted
take
the
out
Robo
the-
to hit the Julian a bit
does
so that
take it out in
Rocky
this
could
position. We
skill
do
3
also have
and finish
Endure
it.
on the
But
unit for the moment, but that Endure is not going to be there.
I think
all
every
that
Julian
long.
would probably
However,
have minus
we're gonna see
5.
a cycling of
Because
a skill
Rocky
2
is the
right
main
now with
counter.
his skill
Desan is
2.
the main
Does he
counter.
get enough attack bar? Oh, he doesn't get enough attack bar, or doesn't manage to actually kill these segment. If he managed to kill the segment over there, I do think that Guts still had a slight chance to win.
Yeah, Paffix there,
GG.
claiming the set win. 4-3
Julian OP.
against Guts
Every
Berserk,
game
and
he
will be
won was with a
continuing,
Julian.
in our Summoners War European League playoff days.
Paffix,
Guts
the
Berserk,
Julian gamer.
Congratulations for getting this far. You have still got yourself.
We know who
fourth
PinkRoid is gonna ban in the
place
final, right,
medal
guys?
And part of that cash prize, I believe it's 1,000 euros for him. Say,
And
I
he
mean,
fumbled
he brought out some
mumble right
crazy
there.
tech. He tried it with the Raki, but it just wasn't quite enough in that very first chance that he had, right?
Yeah, and that's also the difficult thing about a Raki. You don't actually want to lock it in, and because you don't want to lock it in that often, you're not going to give it the best runes, not the best artifacts. And for her to actually perform this,
He was
snipe,
too confident
she
in
needs
his
the best
Raki.
of the best on everything. So for that reason, yeah, it's just one of those difficult units because in the end, even if your Raki can take out a Julian, it's very common that you would trade 1-for-1 because the Raki would be squishy enough to be easily taken out as well.
Exactly. Those are the mind games right now. You can relive through the highlights of those first sets right now. Say, I mean, I said it before. He brought those different techs. He had a response with a Raki.
Winterbob was kind of. He needed a Swift unit, and he didn't have any other Swift unit.
There
I
was one more crazy
think.
one that I can't remember right now.
The Federico on Violence, that one
Yes.
was also something we normally don't see. And especially if she managed to actually kill
If
something
he had like a
Violent prop into a
Swift,
skill 1, she immediately has that skill 2 back up,
Swift
which is
Doc
definitely
Robo
very strong.
off
However,
whale,
the
maybe he
question
could be
is also,
faster.
yeah, it will probably lower your rune quality of like how much damage you can do because there's so many units you actually have to rune on Violent. So for that reason, it's probably one of those things that works once very well in a match and then you try it again against the same person and it's probably not going to work unless you have 2. And Guts could be one of those guys that has 2.
Yep, and I mean, looking forward to our next set or next
Man,
match. as
look
well.
at that
So it's gonna
Julian
be
win
then
rate.
Paffix versus Obabo.
It's
in
either
that
he
kind
win
of
or he's not on the
mini-set,
field.
mini-final,
That
let's
is
call it,
crazy, dude.
Before they would go up against PinkRoid. Obabo has just
Julian,
played against somebody who has a
back at it
Julian.
again.
He's going to be playing against somebody else who has a Julian. What's
Plus
the
a
answer?
Tian Lang.
Yeah, true. Oh, both of them have that too, yeah.
Yeah, both of them have the difference is where PinkRoid does have the playstyle that he could also lock in his Light Monkey. Paffix doesn't really do that all too much of like turn 1 comp, even though the first match that Paffix did play against Guts, he did go for turn 1 setup. But yeah, There's a lot of Julian plus Tian Langs on the field right now.
Yeah, just showing exactly how strong they are as well. That skill 3 on the Kavachi, love that dancing as well, as it confirms it for Paffix, taking that 4-3 win against Guts of Berserk. You said it before, or you mentioned it earlier, so it's all about that momentum. Right now, Paffix has that momentum. Obabo lost 4-1 in that first set, so obviously the momentum isn't on his side. Maybe he needs to do the refresh, exactly like you said, clear his mind. Hopefully he's been watching. Maybe he's thought of an answer to a Julian, because we're definitely going to be seeing it more in today's Summoners
My
War
PC seemed
European
okay. It didn't
playoff
crash
days.
the entire afternoon.
Phew. Sum up how you're feeling
For
about
now.
those two first matches.
Yeah, definitely two very nice matches, and it's also cool to
I also
see, like, a
ordered
match
some new
actually
cable
going
for
all
the
way to
webcam,
best of seven,
because
just duking it
maybe
out
the
back and
cable
forth.
is the
But it's
problem.
also definitely what you could see. Every match where Julian was on the field or potentially on the field was just so much more of a struggle.
By the way,
for
guys,
us.
thank you so much for
And
watching.
that you kind of have to
Hang out with
repeat,
me
like,
for
back and
this
forth every
Summoners
time.
War European League
You have to
together.
go
Much
through, you have to
appreciate
repeat,
your
play what you've played earlier, see
participation.
how it's going to get changed
And
during the
we are
Summoners War
currently waiting for the
European
final
League.
match to
And
happen
obviously, we've already had 2
between
matches, so
Pink.
stick-
We need the revenge to be out of the way, so we can. Sean, I got a Julian, but don't know how to really use him with. But you can just watch the guy who play. They usually pick Vanessa with him, so you can defense break. You have your Julian speed a bit slower than Vanessa, a bit slower, and then Julian just one shot, and then you keep doing that. And you also pick a Riley in case you get Riley Julian together. That is even more broken. And your Julian should be speed, crit damage, attack with 70% crit rate to be efficient. And you can pick Julian in pretty much every game. If they take your Vanessa, you can just pick, Chandra. Also very good with Julian, because help with protection and damage and everything. Really good. Wait, can I Daphnis this guy? I can. Why not? Do we have any replacement for Vanessa? I mean, Gemini is kind of the same thing, strip defense break. But Vanessa do way more than that by protecting you.
Obabo.
That's bad.
Guts of Berserk isn't going home empty-handed, though. He has got himself a 4th place medal and some cash prize as well. So, looking into this match right now, we've said it before.
You've got to
Tian
increase
Lang
school
and Julian,
times. It's
how are you going to deal with it?
all good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the question for Obabo right now. I would definitely say banning it out definitely helps. However, we do also know that Obabo doesn't really like to play against Heigang.
Oh, shit,
so
that
is he still
hurts.
going to be for those bans on those Heigang?
But free attack
Very well
bar.
possible as well.
Yeah, could be very possible as well. Obabo and Paffix say they actually faced off against each other in week number 4 of our Summoners War European
Oh,
League.
shit.
Both share of the points. They got 1 apiece.
What do I do
Obabo's
now?
Dark Robo and Tomoe combination.
Guys,
Managing to
I'm
get
not too
through
sure. I think I made a
Gatsu and
mistake.
Co on the side of Paffix. However, Paffix responding in that second set again. Not with a Julian this time. It was with Camilla and Juno managing to
Can I
get
stun him?
through a combination of Mei Wang and Minato.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
It's very different in a best
Oh,
of
shit.
2. Obviously, the style of play right now we're in the best
Oh,
of 7.
shit.
Do you think we'll see those units again, or we're going to rely on what we know?
Well, I definitely do think we're going to see similar of those units again. However, Obabo also does
What's
have that
happening?
Dumon. So Dumon is one of those units that can maybe take out a Julian as well. But then you're kind of looking at the same setup as Rocky. It's like, okay,
Guys, I think I'm in trouble.
if she does it, it's very good. But if she's not going to do it, then it's going to
I think
be
I'm
a
in
very
trouble,
difficult
guys.
situation.
Exactly. He's had time to think about
Oops,
it right
I
now. He's had
misplay,
more
I
time
think.
than Paffix
Oh,
in
shit,
order
we
to
lost.
prepare for this match as well. We were saying it before.
Anyway.
Paffix or Guts, whoever advanced through
All right, we're back.
last match. Obviously, doesn't
Let's
have so
go.
much time to prepare for who they're going to be facing off against. And this time, it is Obabo, so it's a very hard person to be looking to.
Wait,
face
Obabo
off
can still come back to
against
the
Summoners War
final.
European
If he
League.
win this
Let us
one,
know in
he
the
might
chat
come back
who
to the
you're
final.
Supporting, who you're rooting for, who you think is going to win. I mean, it's going to be full, I'm pretty sure, of certain names going on into this next matchup. But just confirm it for us. We want to see everything. This is going to be an absolute thriller. Stick around. We've got both of those matches. This
Wait,
is your
I can-
captain speaking.
I can increase
Final
their
call
production
for the
value.
Summoners War European League final. Sadly, we only have 1 seat left for a Mister. Let's find out. As
Damn, that looks more
Players Day
legit.
2,
I don't have
round four,
Paffix
seven
photo. I'm sorry,
between
Paffix.
Obabo and Paffix say those pre-bans.
We can
have
only
come in.
increase the
It
production
has to
value
be a
for
Julian,
Obabo.
and it has to be a
Dude, that looks so
Julian.
legit. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it definitely has to be
One
those two
small
units. But the
change,
big question is
and
right
it
now,
looks
does Obabo
amazing.
go back to the Heigang playstyle, or is Obabo also going to be adapting towards a different playstyle right now?
Let's find out. He's not gone for an early pick on that Heigang say, so maybe it is signaling something else on the side of Obabo. We know Paffix likes to use the Vanessa in those first picks as well. Are you looking for
Oh,
a potential
Julian
steal
pre-ban.
already?
Ooh, goes in for an Oliver.
Julian
Definitely interesting one, and I
pre-ban.
definitely do like that as well. He could have went for a Cigar. That's normally a unit that Paffix definitely likes to pick up, but we see a Tier Length plus a more right there.
Yeah, straight away responding right now. Etna is not obviously on the field for Obabo right now, but who do you think he's going to look to follow that up with, say?
It could be once again going back for that Adriana plus Sonya kind of style, because in the end Sonya is pretty good into a Moore as well. Even if Moore does get a turn, if he goes for his skill 2, he will most likely
How is
boost up that
Obabo
Sonya.
good looking and has
Definitely
all the
Adriana's
props in
nice.
the
Already
world?
looking in that AoE skill
God
with the Smites,
damn.
or with the Zima as well. So definitely
It do be
interesting
like that,
units right
yeah.
there. But then again, we also have seen that the
Birth
segment
diff.
of Paffix is really fast.
It is really, really fast.
Birthplace
It might mean
diff,
he needs
guys.
to lock in another speed lead, because at the moment Obabo does have that 33 on the side with Oliver as well. Partnering it up right now.
Parents diff.
Seeing the Kavachi.
I'm not too sure about the Kavachi, because in this position, if Obabo goes for 2 snipe units, the Kavachi is not really going to be doing all too much.
Fire monkey.
Plus, I would say that
something?
Obabo also has
Juno?
a chance to go for a
Here we
Juno
go.
and answer into a Bruiser kind of fight.
This is his moment to pivot then, so he's gone into that Juno at the moment, say, changing things up right now. Who's he going to partner it up for you?
I would still say back to that Sonya could be pretty strong. Does locking that Sonya, is he gonna do it? He does do it.
Why did they
Does a
put
Paffix
Obabo
right now
picks
looking for a
only?
response? Does he also
Who's
take
they?
another speed
It's
lead?
me.
Well, I would say that if you go another speed lead, he's gonna be
They
banning
didn't
out
pick
your
a- they didn't
segment.
have a
If you go
pick.
for another
I
fast
have a
unit, he's
pick.
going to be banning out your speed lead. So in any case, you're most likely going to be outsped. So in this position, maybe it's better to be looking at a Bruiser that could take down all of those units that could maybe do some work, where you maybe ban the Adriana. But that is a difficult find as well, with just those 2 seconds left on the clock.
Definitely is right now. He's looking for that Marsha instead then right now.
Ooh, so it's gonna be Adriana ban
side of Paffix for about
and
the bans.
more
I
ban.
definitely do like that Marshall last pick, because that is that
think I
booster
said either
potential if you
more
ban out
or
the Adriana,
segment
which I
ban,
expect
right?
is banned from Paffix towards Obabo. Ooh,
Segment
actually goes for
ban.
the Oliver.
Is it
Taking
a
that speed lead
Swift?
then,
Oh, it
but
has to be on
Obabo
Swift.
sniping out that quick unit of Sekhmet. We're getting speed lead on the side of Paffix, attack lead on the side of Obabo. So that's Summoners War European League Playoffs Day 2, set
Let's
1. This is to get
go.
to the finals. Kavachi
Oh,
going
he's
first.
so fast.
Watch going first. That's definitely very interesting, but the unit that's moving
The
after is
damage.
going to be
Here
the
we
one.
go.
There's going to be attack bomb. If you go for skill 2 right now, ooh, is this going to take out the Sonya straight off the get-go? It is
Rip
going to
Sonya,
take out that Sonya. So that is
no.
all of the damage, or at least most of the damage gone. That
Is it
Obabo
over?
Can bring. So
How
it's
is
now
Juno gonna solo
Juno
then?
against the world, pretty much for the damage
Masha
output.
hurts
But first,
way too
we have
much.
a whole bunch of
Unless she's stunned now.
silences.
Is it going to respond again with more of that S1 damage, say? Juno managing to do some work for a
Zero
previous player right
stun,
now. Going
no
for the stuns, but
way,
not getting
dude.
anything.
Yeah, not getting any of those stuns, and those stuns were definitely crucial to keep the units a little bit more lively. We're already saying goodbye to the Adriana. It's now just the Zima. Can drop some bombs, but the thing is, you want to drop the bomb right now on the Masha, but you can't.
No, you can't. There's immunity up on the side of Mash, but he's
Dude,
hoping
it's
that Juno
over.
can maybe dismount, but she's looking
The
healthy.
Kovaci heal
Yeah,
as
she's
well.
definitely looking healthy. Plus, we still have the Kavach also being buffed to have
Uh-oh.
a little bit of healing going
Uh-oh.
in. We have once again skill 2 coming in, going
Holy
into the Kavach, or going
moly.
into the Zima.
Oh my
Not dealing
god.
enough damage. Additional turn does deal enough damage, and Juno is not in position to solo here. And Obabo knows that with the victory of Paffix.
Paffix taking that
Guys,
first set
the
win
start
very
not
fast in
looking
terms
too
of
good,
first
guys.
set win there for Paffix
Not
sake.
looking too good.
Kavachi being very, very fast and just being
Alright, let
able
me
to then use that quick mark.
Since
to
Obabo
snipe
lost,
out
we
the
took out a
Sonya as
picture,
well.
okay?
Obabo
I am
has to
now
take that
Paffix
into account
fan.
in this
Alright,
next set, right?
Paffix best player.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the position once again where you go for a little bit of
Paffix
fast
fan
pace and a
since
little
day
bit
one,
of
right
bruiser
here, guys.
style where you think
Day
like,
one,
Juno can
Paffix
actually
enjoy
pick up the
it.
bruiser fight, but you still have that Sonya on the field that would actually like to be more fast, and the speed lead next to it. Speed lead was banned out, not taking the first turn, losing a unit.
We are going to be seeing Etna and Julian back in this set as options for picks. We've got the pre-bans there. It's going to be the Tian Lang, and it's going to be the Zima as well, say.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see the Zima being locked out there at that moment. But we definitely have the potential for Paffix to go back to his comfortable picks. back into the Vanessa with the Julian. There's no Tian Lang this time around, but there's still the Kavach, there's still the Riley, and other options for Paffix. Obabo going back to a Hagen combination with Velajul.
Yep, we know this combination can be deadly, but Paffix with a quick response there already into that cigar. Do you think it's too early for the Julian?
I think it's, from what we have seen today, it's never too early for a Julian,
I think
except the first
Obabo
pick,
streams, so he plays Special League a lot, so he doesn't ruin his
Julian
LD
right now, and
fight.
it would do pretty well. But he could also go
He
for
only
a little
switched
bit
like
more of
one set to
protection
the
style
Escher,
and
that's
maybe
about it.
hold off of it.
Maybe.
Let's find out. He's taking his time. He's going to be opting for a Miles there instead of a quick response of his brother with Oliver on the side of Obabo.
Mouse
definitely
for
interesting
Paffix. Where's
style of here.
Miser?
I definitely do like the Miles with the Oliver. I'm not too sure in this position because
Here's the
Obabo's not
Escher.
showing all too much of damage. So definitely for a bruiser potential for Paffix, it's definitely very strong in
Julian
this
and
position.
Riley.
However, we have been talking about how do you actually counter a
Julian
pushing it back
Vert
with an
into
Oliver is definitely
Hagen.
very strong, but we also have a pace
What?
unit with a Vertihill giving everything on the side of Paffix a lot of speed bar.
Yeah, they're getting more attack bar, so they can take those turns right now. Obabo has that one last pick at the moment, say, but the
Here comes the
damage isn't quite there.
Smicer.
He's looking for a Smicer to respond.
Yeah, the damage is not really quite there, but on the other side, Paffix doesn't have any form
So
of
is
healing
Julian
besides
banned?
the vampires healing
It has
a
to
little
be,
bit on
right?
skill 1. So I would say the bruiser
How's he gonna
potential is
control
definitely
the
there,
Julian?
but it's going to be hard to also deal with this Vertigo plus the Julian.
Julian
Yeah, how is he going to
Hagen ban.
get things going here for Obabo? He needs to pick up that momentum if he wants to continue and get
Vert
Smicer
Smicer, man.
Final today.
He'll fight
Smicer being
Julian.
banned out and
Scary.
Vertihill, allowing the speed leads on both of these guys.
I
with
think
the
Obabo team is
33.
okay.
It's our Summoners
It has
War
damage,
European
healing,
League
defense
playoffs
break,
day 2.
strip,
This is set
immunity.
number
It has
2 between
everything.
Obabo and
It's not bad.
Paffix. Escher going first.
Yeah, Escher going first, and let's see how much this Hagen can do.
No
Doesn't
stun.
provide any of the spare stuns, which Obabo was
Not
definitely
good.
looking for, but at least we can go for the Oliver for those resets.
Got the
So
pushback, he
the
needed that.
Velajul skill 3 will definitely stick
But it's
for
gonna be a
quite while,
strip
but
from
we still have
Miles,
that
Vanessa,
Miles skill
and
2 also
Julian.
has potential, so you probably have to be looking at a reset on the Miles.
Yeah, looking maybe for the reset. He maybe doesn't need to go into Julian just yet. Oh, he's going for it anyway.
Oh
Doesn't
no,
want to see any
Julian can
damage
violent
now.
proc, guys.
Doesn't want to see any
Wait, did
damage
he
come
not
out, but
strip?
actually he's deciding not to use the strips because the strips in the end would boost up the units, and he's saying like, okay, I'm not gonna give you any more turns than necessary. That's definitely some good damage.
What if
from that
Julian
Escher.
violent proc?
But we have the Julian already starting to chip off some damage, and it's just doing so
Oh,
much
that's a
damage,
good
but
stun.
we finally
That
got
is a good
despair
stun
that
right
he's so
there.
much
He
looking
needed
for,
that.
But not getting the armor break that he was also looking for.
Yeah, the armor break would have been huge.
There's no
Again,
healing from
15
Paffix,
back
so
to 4 is Oliver
Obabo
right
has the
now,
upper
skill
hand
3
right now.
Available, looking to put a cool time into that Julian, not allowing any more skill 2s to come.
Oh,
Couldn't get the attack bar.
missed the attack
Couldn't get the
bar.
attack
Very
bar, so there
crucial.
is not that much cycling going in. And Julian, in the end,
Uh-oh.
only needs one rotation of skills to actually get back the skills. You can reset it, but also the healing on this unit is just double 900. And the side of Obabo is not showing too much damage, and that slight bit of healing is actually helping quite some.
Yeah, he's gonna look to
Important
try and
moment.
reset the attack bars
No
right now,
violence.
putting the cool time again, just
Uh-oh,
keeping
here we
it.
go.
Any additional turn he's gonna
Here we
negate
go.
Yeah, and we also are gone with the immunity from the
got a
Velajul
skill
right
too
now
right
because
there.
the Oliver takes so many more turns than a unit that can provide immunity for him, and for that reason, ooh, gets the additional turn and brings back the
Dude,
Sanctuary at
that
exactly the moment he needed
Velaju
it the
was
most.
so clutch.
Definitely did. Skill 3 is going to be enough to get rid of that Vanessa as well right now. Julian will be coming very soon, and Oliver's not so healthy though.
Yeah, Julian is gonna have skills up. Oliver's not gonna do all too much when
Unless-
he doesn't have any skills up, and we're gonna be taking out this Oliver. No, misses a crit, but gets the additional turn, and that will definitely take
But
it
Julian's
out.
really
in this
weak
case,
now.
goes for a safe play of taking out the unit.
'Cause Vela
Units on
can-
the side
can
of Paffix
heal.
are not looking that lively without the protection of Vanessa. So it
Good
definitely
damage
is still a
too.
chance. Armor break. This is going to do so much damage from the dash. 5k per hit is a
Ooh.
lot and a lot of damage. And Obabo might be looking at a victory right here.
He might be, but those additional turns coming through. getting
Holy
rid of the
shit.
sustain on the side of Obabo.
There's once again so much damage. There's just.
I would hit
another
Julian
armor
right
break.
now, I
Armor break is
think.
definitely very crucial over here. But on the
If
other
he's
side,
stunned,
there's
no
not
stun.
too much HP on the
Any
Velajul
violent?
in most cases.
No violent.
Does
Alright,
get
alright,
a
Obabo has a
double
chance.
miscrit And a double despair stun. So definitely this
Huge.
Velajul and this Hagang are putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be putting.
Uh-oh. It's not over yet, guys. Not over
an
yet.
opening?
It's
There
not
is an
over. Oh,
opening.
shit.
This is going to be Hagang against Rogue
Oh,
because this Julian is
Julian
definitely going to be
broken.
taking that out. If you focus the Julian right now, there's not too much HP from the Miles that you can actually steal.
No,
it.
no, no,
So
don't
you
do
might
it,
be
don't do
able
it.
to take out the
Maybe?
Julian right here. I do think you can.
No!
Wasn't able to take it out on that skill too.
No!
And therefore the Miles has an extra turn. But even when taking out the Julian, the Miles would have still killed the
No!
Hagang.
No, my
taking it down
idol.
to the wire on that one,
No.
but Paffix coming out
Everyone in
with
chat
the
right
set
now.
win to take it to 2-0
Ain't
against
no
Obabo.
way.
I mean, we've said it enough times, but Julian, the damage output is crazy.
Dude, I remember Rage
Yeah, it's
Gaming in the
really
chat
insane. There's
earlier
just
said,
so much going on
"Oh,
for
Julian's not a
and
problem.
even when
Just push back
Obabo
the
had
attack
moment
bar and
where he
control
got
it,
back
guys."
The immunity at exactly the right moment with the Oliver getting back the skills at exactly the
Just
right moment that
control
he needed it.
Julian, you know?
Still couldn't make it work because of just the amount of damage that the Julian is doing.
Imagine.
Yeah, we're seeing it there.
Is this live? Yeah, this is live.
Paffix taking out that signature unit of Etna. Julian having to be pre-banned by the Obabo as well.
Man, Julian.
We'll see a Hagang first.
Crazy.
Time say we saw Oliver in that first set.
Yeah, correct. We saw Oliver in the first set, but in this case, we're going to go for a cigar. So that's definitely more of a steel style rather than
Can you
what he
buff
was
block
trying,
Julian? No.
Before with...
You can
Well,
block
Oliver's
cleanse.
not really steel. No,
That's
it's
why
actually
Layla's
not
pretty
really a
good.
steal for Paffix.
Layla's very good
Paffix
against Julian.
answering with that TLang, and that's the dangerous thing. If you lock in Oliver,
You can
TLang is on the
block
field,
cleanse
TLang
and then put
definitely
stun
does
on
hard
him,
counter
and then he
that
will still be
Oliver as well.
stunned.
Definitely does them with a Velajul being partnered right now with the side of Cigar. Obabo not playing, I would say.
Obabo, you need
kind of
Layla.
style right now,
Does he have
say
Layla?
Early Mei
I'm not too
Wang
sure.
as well.
Early Mei Wang, I definitely do like the Mei Wang in this position, but there's still a lot of picks of Paffix that can prevent it as well.
Dude,
But
Paffix gonna
you were
go
saying,
Julian
not
Riley.
playing his typical style. There's no Bella, there's no Han. I'm not entirely sure if those are not ruined up. at the
Whoa.
moment, but those are definitely units we
What is
typically see
that?
from Obabo. Plus, the Alanoa that he recently picked up has not been shown any day today.
No, it hasn't. We've got Kavachi and Marsha on the side of Paffix as well. We saw how fast that Kavachi was, and he's not going for any speed on the side
What
of
is
Obabo.
Obabo
Going for
doing
that
with that unit?
Icarus as well.
Huh?
Different comp.
Is he gonna go for a snipe
Something's
comp,
my
maybe
eye,
together
bro.
with like a Molong kind of style? Ooh, actually goes to a Nigong.
What?
Interesting, but on the other hand, I would say that Paffix is already showing quite a lot
I'm
of
crying.
damage output, where he could simply go for a Rika
Velajul
or
ban.
ban out that Velajul, and I think it would do pretty strong.
Paffix
for him.
has strip, so Nigong's not that
Being
scary
banned Velajul
with
as
the
well.
revive
Remember,
thing.
Nigong was one of the units to allow Obabo to get his legend status that you see on the screen right there. Attack and HP League going in. It's our Summoners War European League playoffs day 2, set number 3. Obabo really needs that win, but Kavachi is super fast, which is going to be boosting up immunity and that attack.
Yeah, more attack. So
Alright.
on this monkey, there's going
that
to
a
be
dead
a
monkey?
lot of damage coming in. Half
Not
HP
yet?
right away. This skill too would have normally done enough, but actually with the additional turn does do enough as well. Instantly taking out. We do have the revive from this Nigong coming in. However, the revive
He
is
needs to
not
kill
gonna
Smicer
be
right now.
providing that much of HP, so definitely going to be curious where the damage
who do he
of Icarus is gonna go
Okay.
into, and can it actually do enough?
You need to kill Smicer
So
right
he
now,
does
dude.
have the skills available. He's gone in for it. Going into that Smicer, not quite enough, but kind of skill 2. Take it out.
Damn,
Ooh, that is a
Nigong!
lot of damage on that skill too. The monkey is going
Monkey's
to be back
back,
on the field
baby!
as well, but
For
I
how
think
long,
the
though?
monkey's going to be saying
For how
goodbye
long?
pretty fast once again as well.
No, monkey! No,
Another
more
initial
violent
from
pro.
Martin, like, Getting
No!
the strips and stuns.
There's so many stuns going on,
What
and
the
Nigong
fuck?
definitely very nice damage on that skill
Fair
too. but
and
how long
balanced,
can
by
you
the
survive
way.
against the Marsha that is going to put in so
Fair
much work
and
with so much damage.
balanced.
Yeah, he's
Keck
got the skill 2,
W.
obviously from the Icarus as well to do a little bit more healing. Cigar needed to provoke, manages to land it.
Yeah, with that provoke, definitely helps out a little bit. No skills coming
Oh,
in. but
no,
we have
that's
the
gonna
Marsha
hurt.
Once again, skill 2
Damn,
doing
that
a
hurts.
lot and a lot of damage.
The damage reduction is like
Can
nothing.
Tialang follow it up? Yes, a little bit more chip damage away into that Icarus, and it's not looking healthy. So
You need a violent
Oh,
right
that was
here.
a very crucial resistance because there was actually a sleep
You need
landing
to get
on
that Marsha
TLang,
down.
but
You need to
it
get
was
that.
resisted.
No!
Also, the Marsha resisting the strip, so therefore not push back, not provoke. And the TLang is still doing work on those armor breaks.
Oh, what do you mean?
Defense breaks is crucial right now. He's only getting the
Look
provoke
at how
with
he
that, but
massacred
defense
my
break,
boy.
Marsha against the guy. He's going to be going down soon.
It's never gonna go down soon, but we have a lot of healing coming in from this skill too. We saw it do like about 12k before. We have a little bit less damage on it
Broken
right now.
ass
But the
LD5.
Marsha is just being set up for armor breaks time and time again by this TLang, and that will definitely take out units every time.
Yeah, and he's not giving
So
us
it's
the
either you
cycle
die to
quickly, but
Vanessa,
I think with the
Julian,
Nigong,
or Tian
his
Lang
damage
and
is still
Marsha.
gonna be coming through against Obabo right now, so he came up with a different type of tech, but it didn't work this time.
Yeah, definitely didn't work, and in the end, all of the units on the side of Paffix were very hard to snipe out. So the snipe comp is a nice idea. However, the Marsha, the only squishy unit that you could maybe snipe out, has a double life. All of the other units, the Smicer, the TLang, but also, well, pretty much everything on the side of Paffix is just super tanky. So just a clean HP damage skill is not going to do too much to take anything out.
No, Paffix managing to take it there 3-0 at the moment. Remember, it's a best of 7. This could be the first.
Imagine
ever
Obabo
reverse
come back
sweep,
from this.
if
That would be like
possible,
the
and a
greatest
best of seven
comeback
if
ever,
Obabo
right?
can do it, say right now, but
Or we're gonna have the first 4-0 ever.
exactly, it's first in history either way, which is what we love here. Pre-ban's coming in. It's going to be that
Dude,
Tian Lang,
first
it's gonna
in
be the
history
Z.
4-0, and that is Daddy
Tian Lang and
Obabo.
Zima, so we're going to go
I don't wanna
back
see that.
towards a
Don't let me see
Vanessa
that,
first
please.
pick, most likely, because that is the best opener for that Julian.
Definitely is, but we've got a hair gang instead.
Interesting one. So in that position, I'm not sure if Obabo uses it normally that much, but if he were to steal the Vanessa right now, it does give him a lot of options where Paffix doesn't have a good draft around a Julian. And if you make it where Paffix doesn't have a good draft around a Julian, you might actually take a point from him.
Let's find out right now. He's gone for the Vanessa, he's gone for the Smiter. The first two picks look more like a traditional Obabo draft, I would say, at the moment. We haven't seen an Etna right now, but maybe it's a bit too late now.
Well, the Etna could fit. The only issue is that you're looking at very wind-heavy draft at the moment. So you could maybe go for a Fire Monkey plus an Etna, but I'm not too sure if it would do all too much. Looking in at locking in a Shizuka, has to be careful to not be able to locked out by a Juno Veramos combo. Actually goes for the Duman plus a Shizuka. I like that combination.
I mean, he's brought it in already.
That's a lot of
signaling if you put,
support, huh?
Obvious Julian in there.
Hey,
I've got an
LD5,
answer
let's
for it at
go!
the moment right now, but maybe it's the mind games from Obabo.
Maybe.
Paffix.
Yeah, Obabo or Paffix can definitely be in a position where he could maybe toy around a little bit more with throwing in at Oberon, just seeing like, okay, if it works, it works. If not, I got another 3 matches to play then.
Yeah, exactly. He's in a very much a luxury position right now with 3 set wins to 0 against Obabo. How does he respond with that last pick?
It's definitely an interesting one. You could actually counter with a Diana back to Paffix as well, because then there's just so much damage going in if you were to ban out that Vanessa, where Paffix doesn't really have the right protection against it, that it might actually work. Going in for a Lagmaron could do a similar thing.
Ooh, Lagmaron coming out right now. Let's see who is going to be banned. Who do you like for the bans?
Well, those. It's just hindsight drafting is so easy.
It is. We've got speed lead from Oliver, the attack lead from the Oberon on the side of Paffix.
Maybe?
Summoners War European League playoff stays 2.
Maybe?
This is our set 4. Obabo needs to claim a point here.
Can he one-shot the
Yeah,
Oberon?
definitely curious to see.
No!
Ooh, can't manage to kill it, and it's on Nemesis, so it can instantly try
He
to
got
take out one of the other
baited!
units. Are you gonna go for the Lagmaron?
He's
That
a
is most likely
tanky
the easiest target.
Oberon!
This thing might be on too much HP.
And
41K,
what the
that is
fuck? It's still so much
going
damage!
in.
It is right now. Is he going to just try and turn sack? No,
Okay, okay, maybe that's gonna
on
work.
that
That's gonna
Julian
work, right?
now and looking to reset
Does that work?
as well.
No,
attack
he
bar,
missed
though.
that too.
No attack bar, but we do get the additional turn. So if you jump in a little bit more damage on that unit, you might actually be able to take it out. Once again, not getting the attack bar, but we're not looking at a very light.
Is he gonna die? He's gonna die, right?
No, we're not. No stuns coming out.
But
the
Smicer is gonna
be
hurt.
Huge from that Smicer.
Silence is gonna be huge. Stuns are going to be huge, and that bomb is going to be huge. There's just so much things going on with the.
He needs the Lagmaron to stun, but he got silenced for 2 turns.
Where he doesn't need the Julian to do all too much.
Oh my god, dude.
Ooh, we've got a suppression that can come out from that dude.
He needs a suppression.
Looking to go
Dude,
onto, but
he's missing
resisted.
everything.
Resisted, not landing it. It could very
Dude,
well be
that's so
where Smicer's
unlucky,
built in
man.
100 resistance. It's one of those builds that you can definitely go for, and the Smicer's just putting in so much work, a little bit of healing, and this
Oh,
overall,
that
we have seen it do a
silence.
lot
The
of damage, will
Lagmaron is
definitely take out
useless.
That Oliver.
It will, and that silence not
Man,
allowing the Lagmaron to get
Smicer's
any of the
so
other skills off
good.
of the
Look
box,
at
so he
that.
Just keeps getting silenced.
He
every
doesn't even
time.
need to do anything,
Yeah,
and he
it's
control
definitely
Lagmaron the
this
entire
Smicer doing
game.
a lot of work, and that's the dangerous thing about Paffix. Like, okay, you figured out killing one unit, but then he has another unit that is supposedly incredibly tanky and does way too much damage on double.
40k and survive a Lagmaron? That is crazy.
Going to look to land another bomb onto the dude.
Wow.
Gets it with a stun as well. It's a war of attrition now for Obabo with Paffix.
Yeah, Paffix just working his way around with that Smicer. The Smicer is doing incredibly so much work. There's just healing going in. There's attack bar pushback going in. There's silences going in. There's bombs going in. And that is the victory for Paffix.
Yikes.
Wow, Paffix with our first ever best of 7 4-0 sweep.
4-0,
against all the
bro.
people of Obabo, say. Paffix
Damn.
must be looking at this momentum right now and thinking,
That
Got
is
this, man.
crazy.
Well, the interesting question is going to be, who's the better Julian Tianlang user right now? Because we could even get matches right now where you ban like the opposite one and we're gonna see none on the field. Or you ban the wrong one and then we're gonna see all of them on the field. So this is definitely going to be a very interesting
4-0.
one.
That is rough.
yeah, must say as well, commiserations to Obabo. He has finished his road in our Summoners War European League. That is going to be 3rd place for him. He will get part of that cash prize and that bronze medal of the Summoners War European League.
Bronze
Just have a
medal,
look
by
now
the
at some of
way.
the highlights reliving those moments. Maybe Obabo doesn't want to really relive those moments, but for Paffix, it's a great confidence boost, right, Say?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like 4-0. It's very difficult to get 4-0. We saw it in the league days as well. No one was actually like cleanly winning that much at all. But then managing to get a 4-0 in a semifinals is really impressive.
It is really impressive, and that has just shown the strength of the units. He's prepared, obviously. That Kavachi was super fast, allowing the rest of the team to really make use of that. Tian Lang getting those crucial additional turns when it was needed, and managing to even take the Nigong out there as well. So,
yeah, definitely very interesting to see. It's also very interesting to see, could that Kavach maybe actually be on a Swift build rather than a Violent build? Vio is the most common build that he has been showing throughout the league days. But having it that fast, moving in front of everything, including like a very fast Marsha, might actually be a Swift one.
Might be. And I mean, right now he's not got too much time to prepare for it. And neither does PinkRoid, really. He's been watching those sets maybe from the first few. He's prepared already. Changed a few things around in his box there. But this matchup right now, PinkRoid versus Paffix, Tian Lang and Julian against Tian Lang and Julian. But wow, this is going to be
I wish they just both
you,
ban
right?
those units so we never have to see them.
These LDs doing
That'd
so
be
much
great.
work. On the other side, we have a Light Monkey King doing a lot of work. Played against a Kavach doing a lot of work. So definitely curious to see how this would work out. If you were to ask me who is going to win this one, and I can't say 50-50, which I want to say, then I would give the slight upper hand to PinkRoid because of just that adaptable playstyle that he has been showing time and time again in SWCs, but also here today. It's definitely one of those opponents that say like, okay, I remember what happened the previous match and I remember my losing conditions and I'll prevent those in the next match.
Exactly. Maybe to mention though, for you, Say, PinkRoid and Paffix played against each other obviously in our Summoners War European League. Let's take our memory back to week number 4, where Paffix beat PinkRoid 2-0. He managed to steal Juno, but Diana went through his whole team. And Kavachi survived.
Wait,
Sonya,
Paffix beat PinkRoid before 2-0? Shit.
On the Sonya, and Juno cleaned up against the PinkRoid.
Sheesh.
So, if you go on the stats, that's opposite from what you would usually say, right?
That is definitely opposite from what I would say, but different day, different things. We've seen a lot of Julian plays here today. Normally, Paffix doesn't really like to play around his Tian Lang that much, but he has shown a lot of Tian Lang here today, and I definitely like his playstyle this way.
Exactly, and for these guys, I got 2 sentences ready. So just because the first one that I'd written down was so on point for right now. What do you get when you see a panda and a vampire?
Dude, I want that chest, bro.
A confused
My chest
draft,
is like tiny.
because they surely can't have both. Let's find out in this one, because these guys, let's see if they're going to be used and how well they're going to be used. They're going to have to play around it. There's pre-bans as well. Maybe we see the same pre-bans. Say it's going to be a lot of mind games as we're going into this one. I'm so excited. I hope all of you are excited.
Still
Let
go
us know in
SWC?
chat who you think
Wait,
is going to win.
what does this
who
have
you
to do with
want to win.
SWC?
Will things
I
ever
thought
be
this is
the
like
same
a
again?
regional
It's
tournament.
the final
This has nothing to do with
countdown.
SWC.
The battle for the Summoners War European League champion
SWC
crown
qualifier,
is here.
it's not even starting.
Paffix versus
It's a long way to go.
PinkRoid. Pre-bans say.
Well, pre-bets, it's definitely
I'm
the
pretty
mind
sure
game,
Obabo
because a
probably will
Julian,
make
we
it
have
to
said, when is
SWC.
Julian too early of a pick? Well, it might be in the
Even if
very
he doesn't
first
make it as a
spot, but I
player,
think
he'll
that
make it as an
really does still work.
influencer.
So in this case,
Just
PinkRoid
like
is
your
gonna have
boy.
the first pick. Does that mean that Paffix is going to ban the Julian?
I have.
When
no
is
idea.
our favorite
That is the mind
Obabo
games that are
playing?
happening
My
right
man,
now. Both
you
of these
missed the
guys
entire
also
thing.
guilds say, we were mentioning it before, being in the same guild, you might know kind of sharing tactics. I don't know if they've probably shared tactics over the past 2 days, because that's probably not the most beneficial thing, because you could be facing off. But
All right, is it
let's
gonna
see
be
exactly how they're
PinkRoid
gonna get into
or
things. It is a
Paffix
best of
Chan?
7. We're seeing a more and a Kitan
Not
Dashang
pre-banning
being banned out,
Julian
say.
Tian Lang.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Sheng being banned out, so that is definitely not going to be working. Big question right now is, what playstyle is PinkRoid going to be setting the tone with? Is he going to be setting the tone with, like, is he going to go for Bruiser, stealing that Julian, does steal that Julian? Is Paffix then going to respond with a Vanessa plus a Tian Lang? No, actually doesn't pick the Tian Lang yet, so that actually opens up for PinkRoid to pick both of the LDs. So it might be the match of, like, what is stronger, the LDs or the normal elemental units?
Exactly. Let's find out. He's deciding to change things up now. We've got the Smicer on the side of PinkRoid as well, so who's he going to look to partner that up with?
I definitely do think that he has to be looking at some kind of speed leads. No, he's actually deciding to go for a complete turn 2 kind of style. So that does open up for Paffix
Julian
to
Riley
maybe go
first
for a
pick.
CC comp of himself, because in this
Full
position,
on
if you were to go
abusing.
something along the lines of a Chunk Plunk plus an AoE.
Can't even
strip
Tian Lang here. Tian
you
Lang is
can
useless
lock down
here.
the whole team of PinkRoid, but you have to keep in mind,
You need
if you give PinkRoid an
Tesarian.
opener to lock in a
Tomoe.
Antares, PinkRoid will lock in that Antares.
Yeah, it can do so much damage, usually built on Violent for PinkRoid as well. Getting those additional turns can be huge. Say at the moment, Paffix looking to lock in that Velajuel, and Marsha double fire into the double wind.
I'm not too sure if I'm liking this setup with that much fire, because in this position, if you go for two very strong
that
bruises
Bover,
on water,
very good.
you might actually be able to take that match. In this case, he goes a little bit more all-round,
particularly in
with the
this
Hay Gang
position, very
protection,
good.
and then also a Bolfric with just adding in a little bit more healing. But I'm
I think
favoring
Paffix
the
need
draft
like
of
a
PinkRoid
Charlotte
right
or
now,
something.
just clearly looking at the elements.
Yeah. Ooh.
Chow. I always have these stories on stream
Chow?
about Chow. I always feel like Chow is gonna do everything, and then Chow is gonna do absolutely nothing.
PinkRoid
Let's see if
Chow
this
is something
Chow
else, by the
of
way.
PinkRoid can make it work.
PinkRoid Chow build different.
Brought in some damage. Obviously, Julian was his main output prior to that as well. Switching it out for the Bulwark, which is kind of a weird damage dealer, getting half HP when he gets those
But not
stacks.
bad.
We'll see how
It
does
counters
Paffix
Cigar
respond
as
for you.
well. And that's a good...
Ooh, getting back to
good
that
last pick, but too
dark
late.
Pure vanilla cookie, but I definitely do expect that one to be banned out.
Yep, you know how crucial it can be with the strips and the slows.
Chow's
as
good.
well.
Chow's really
Let's
good.
find out as we're
Chow
going
can
into
solo
the
3
split
fire
life
unit.
for the bans.
Can.
I would definitely say that Pure Vanilla Cookie is looking very much
And
like a ban,
Chow
but on the other side, I
cannot
would
be
ban
controlled
out
by
the Julian
Cigar.
and see how much the Chow can work.
So Chow looking really good right
Deciding
there.
against it, banning out the Hay Gang. We've got a ban on that Cigar.
Wait,
Speed
not
lead,
banning the
water
Oblivion
defense
unit.
lead on the side of
Ooh.
PinkRoid. As we're
Interesting.
going into the final, guys. This is our Summoners War European League final. Set 1 between PinkRoid and Paffix.
Let's
Look how
go!
fast that Marsha is going.
That Marsh is absolutely very fast, but actually not really in the right turn order that you would like to see it. It can tumble in some damage on the Julian right now, but it's not
Wait,
really
hold
helping
up,
you
hold
all
up.
too much.
What if
But the Oblivion is huge there.
But no
If he can
defense
get a
break
hit
here.
off.
the
Ooh.
Velajuel's moving?
And the
It's
Velajuel's
over.
moving next. He's actually that's the way how to take out Julian. You just need another LD.
Just get anything with an Oblivion there. Obviously, a passive can't
Wow.
Yeah,
But
the
hey,
Oblivion can't come into play.
Chow
but now
can
we're gonna
solo.
be all eyes on the Chow. How much can the Chow do? That's
Chow can
a
solo.
lot of Chow.
That was chowing away at that Marsha. 27k hit there on that skill 2. Skill 1 available now. Putting more into the Velajuel.
Yeah, definitely. The question is right now, like, how long can the Chow be on the field without the other units being able to?
Oh,
put
that
up
slow
that
debuff
much?
kind of
And
good though.
It seems that the Chow is.
But the
very
silence is
strong,
really good
but might
too.
also be very slow, and especially with that slow buff on the field, it might not be taking that many turns.
No, it might not, but Riley is there to help with some immunity and the attack buffs when needed because he is going to cleanse.
Good damage.
Okay, we got
Uh-oh.
Marsha back on the beast, but
Good
we also have the Chow
damage.
once again.
Very good. Oh, the dot as
getting
well.
A dot just on the edge of killing her, and for that reason,
That's so
you have
good.
to take an additional turn
Chow
to
can
actually
win
get
this.
a turn in at that position.
Yep, and Velajuel is resisted
Oh.
Ooh, the resist of the bomb that's gonna give another turn to this Marsh, and this
That's
Marsh will
big.
definitely take out that Smicer at that position.
Ooh,
missing
that's
also
big.
on that Pure or Vanilla Cookie towards that Oblivion for that Chow. Chow will get some more Chow stuff going in.
Good damage.
Chow's
Good
now
damage.
taking out that Marsha. There's no skill 3 revive right now.
Nobody can
Chow
control Riley at
take
this
away
point
the
as well.
Vanessa quick enough?
Well, that's going to be the big question. In the end, the units of Paffix do show a lot more speed.
No, I
but
think he has to
there's
kill
still a
Riley
little bit
now.
of time for those
There's no
cooldowns
way
to
he's gonna
go
kill
in.
Chow.
You have to be landing that skill 2. You have to be landing that Oblivion right now. Can you manage it? Does land the Oblivion, and this is going to remove a lot of the damage from Chow because Chow gets damage
But he can cleanse
based off
that.
his HP, but only through the passive.
Choosing not to cleanse that yet either on the side of PinkRoid through the skill 3 of Riley. Again, not choosing for it at the
He's probably
moment.
saving for the
Well, in
defense
this
break
position, you
cleanse.
can bring back the Marsha, and Marsha
Oh.
comes back on the beast with an attack buff. If you land that
Defense
armor
break?
right now on that Riley,
Ah.
does not manage to land it. Otherwise, the
But
Marsha
slow
would have been
debuff
able
here.
to do a lot of damage on it.
But the script can be
Uh-oh,
funny
that's
right now,
bad.
and getting
That's
the
really
slow,
bad.
Allowing Marsha to come in at least a little bit longer.
That's really bad.
That's the first hit.
Oh,
crits.
dude,
and like I was
Marsha is
saying, you expect Chow
unfair,
to do
dude.
so much, but the moment he gets crit on by the wrong element, he's losing a lot
Marsha
of HP.
is
Marsha coming in once
unfair,
again.
dude.
And Chow, what you expect to do a solo, is not doing
Lamau.
anything in this battlefield, and that is the victory for Paffix.
Paffix coming out with that first set
classic.
win against PinkRoid. The
Classic
momentum is
Marsha
in
OP.
his favor right now. Say, we were saying it all along. How do you deal with the Julian? Is Oblivion the answer then?
Yeah, Oblivion definitely seems to be the answer. We have seen it before with Adriana trying to do the same thing. However, in this position, it just worked out so much better where this unit could straight go in for the Oblivion and just make it work, and then also have the strips later on for getting those slows in against units in PinkRoid's position in this case, which were very slow.
Yeah, they were very slow in this option right now. So we're going into our set number 2. What do you think for the pre-bans? Oh, well, I'm not going to give it to you because I've seen them already. It's Julian and Moore.
Yeah, Julian and Moore. So Tian Lang is left on the field. Definitely curious to see what Paffix goes back to for playing right now. He could go back to his comfortable Cigar. The moment that he doesn't have the Julian, he doesn't like to play Vanessa as much. Probably goes back in that Cigar, but let's see what he will do.
Is it going to be an early steal of a Tian Lang? No. He goes already and just continues with his Vanessa then.
Okay, Vanessa definitely still interesting to go for that because normally that is his main pair with the Julian. Julian is not going to be on the field. Let's see what PinkRoid has to answer on a Vanessa because against Vanessa, Pure Vanilla Cookie is an interesting take because you're trying to snipe something out, most likely, but the Vanessa's already there. And in most cases, you can't really snipe out that Vanessa. But we're going back to that Sean. Sean and Jill, liking that combination a lot more, but on the other side, we're definitely seeing a Hey Gang plus maybe a segment.
Yeah,
now I think Hey Gang Ethna? Hey Gang Tian Lang.
3 stuns. But
Hey Gang Cigar. Probably Hey Gang Ethna.
Taken away from Paffix, kind of like what you was hinting.
Why would you Tian Lang into Chi-Wu?
Goes for the Tian Lang instead. So Tian Lang is more of an opener saying like, okay, PinkRoid, you could pick a Hey Gang right now, but the Tian Lang is already covering that Hey Gang. So Hey Gang is not going to be as dominant. I definitely do like that segment in here. Gapsu is an interesting choice right here. You're definitely going a little bit between Bruiser and not to Bruiser. Yeah, that's definitely what PinkRoid is doing over here. The only issue with Gapsu right here is that Gapsu's passive of taking attack bar when the enemy is healing is not being activated as of yet. So, could be units that Paffix is dropping in the 4th and 5th slot, but he could also decide simply not.
Probably blocking the Julian
Let's find out how he's going to respond to that then right
Paffix can go Julian, Fire Monkey, and I think he can auto this.
Tough position for him, and Mei Huan can deal
Here we go, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mei Huan can absolutely deal the damage. If
but there's no Julian's pre-ban now.
Does the similar style, he could definitely take out some of the units
Chow.
on the side of PinkRoid.
Camilla or Chow.
Mei Huan is the only one that actually really ignores stuns.
4 fire unit,
Masha,
look at that.
Always getting immunity on her own turns, kind of ignores the stuns as
He's
well.
bending last pick then.
We saw just how fast that.
Yeah, he's bending last pick
well.
for sure.
Wusa, maybe a response in order to get some immunity, get some shields up to defend against it. But who would you be liking for bans if that's locked in?
I would definitely say that the Wusa is most likely looking for that ban as well because it's very hard to control Wusa. There's just so much shielding going on. There's a lot of healing going on, and you probably want to take that out.
And from the other side, Sekhmet's been going out. Again, too fast for you. Sekhmet and Wusa going out. We've got the speed leads on both of these guys. This is the finals. It's our Summoners War European League set number 2 between PinkRoid and Paffix, who is currently 1-0.
Yeah, Gapsu can allow more damage compared to Rakuni.
Chiwu going first. Does it land everything?
Especially when you don't go with
mouse. The pushback over there, but that is not the most crucial thing to miss
Gapsu provides stun as well.
Because Sean is moving pretty soon as well.
And branding.
Pretty soon, looking to get that branding on the Vanessa right now as well as Juno follows up. Shan will be able to cycle through
AoE
that
stun
if he gets the stuns out.
Yeah, in this position,
AoE
you
stun?
probably want to do skill 2, because if you do skill 1, okay, it was still good enough for the Tian Lang not to cut in, but if the Tian Lang would have cut in and went for the strips himself, could have been pretty bad.
Dude, this Masha's unfair.
The stun is glanced on the first hit, so no armor break landing.
Hey, glancing, guys, glancing,
well,
relax.
Not going to get any defense breaks or stuns yet right now, so skill 2 is available. Do you pop it
Man,
on the
Shan
Marsha?
is so good. I want Shan so bad.
I think your first, well, you could actually pop it on the Marsha for just later moments, but
Shan's
the first
like, you need to
target
play
kill
every
is
game,
most likely going to be
every
that
day.
Vanessa.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and target him. Looking for the
Yeah,
stun
Gapsu
right
is
now.
literally
Tian Lang
Dark
doesn't quite get it,
Rakuni.
but that Squall is not going to take it out, but the additional turn will.
The additional turn, especially with that dot putting it in the right position exactly
Here we
for
go.
that kill.
Uh-oh, the crit.
Onto that unit.
No crit.
Doesn't get
the violence.
crit, but does get the crit at a later moment.
Does get that right there. It's going to be Chiwu going into the marsh right now. Juno's going to have to try and dismount that beast.
Is dismounted at the moment. We also have a Gapsu just providing once again those glances, and we have Sean going in with another squall doing 15k killing that unit, but in the process we also have Tian Lang with a additional, or with the turn.
Can Juno win
Not
this?
enough damage on that skill too.
Very hard.
How do you like this right now? It's Mei
But
Huan
Gapsu
versus
can
the
provide a
rest, most
healing
likely,
and the branding.
Yeah, it's
Very
definitely going to
important.
be Mei Wang against the rest, but the big question is, can Tian Lang still provide some armor breaks? And I think you have to
The
get
last
rid of
defense
the Gapsu, which
oh
is,
my God,
goes
that
for
damage.
the Chiwu. Chiwu is an easy target to kill, as shown over here. But the
Oh,
monkey,
that stun's
that's
so
definitely an
important.
interesting one, because every time that the monkey heals, the monkey will also give turn to Gapsu. Every time that you stun it or armor break it, Gapsu will cleanse that off. So I definitely don't think that monkey
He needs
has
a
an easy
violent.
match in this one.
No violent for him.
That's probably an opportunity there if the monkey can get a
The
defense
branding
break
is gonna
into
be
another
super
skill one,
clutch
right?
here.
Yeah, that's definitely what you're looking for, but I'm also not sure if this is the easiest target to clear. In most cases, Juno will be squishier than a Gapsu, but
that's so much
Gapsu's just
damage.
doing so much work with the damage. You definitely
You
have
need
to
a
go
violent
for
right
skill
here.
2 into a skill 1, doesn't get the
GG.
position, gets the branding on him still.
Yep, and he's not quite there at the moment.
No violent for you,
He's
buddy.
going to be able to take out that Mehu Wang. PinkRoid coming back with a 1-1 against Paffix there. So.
Daddy Gapsu.
Yeah, just definitely very well played. The Gapsu and the Juno showed too much work for a Fire Monkey. And that's probably one of those good counters into Fire Monkey. If that branding sticks, if he can't land that armor break on you, if you can't land the stunts on you, then you can definitely take rid of this monkey.
Exactly, every time he is healing with that skill too, like you said, Gapsu just comes in. Oh, hey, I'm here, guys. I'm just going to do a bit more healing for everybody. Pre-bans will be coming in right now. Say, do you think Paffix has to go for a pre-ban on that Julian? We saw last time PinkRoid chose it first. This, blocking out the Vanessa and the Kitan Dasheng.
Oh, definitely liking that lockout of the Vanessa, because in the end, that is one of those core units for Paffix that he likes to base his whole team around. I'm curious to see if PinkRoid goes back to a first pick of the Julian. Yep, likes to lock in the Julian.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't have it, I'm going to have it, and PinkRoid steals that one away. Last time, Paffix did respond with a Vanessa, but this time it's obviously not on the field for him. Say, do you think he's going to change things up, potentially with a Cigar?
I could say Cigar Chandra is definitely one of those openers that's pretty good into this. Does actually decide against it. Goes for a more plus a Tian Lang.
Yeah, more and Tian Lang coming in, so he's got that speed lead, he's got the stripped options for both of those units. PinkRoid instead deciding to look for that Chandra.
And the Cigar. So definitely a very strong combination for PinkRoid right there if he decides to lock those in, because those units care quite a bit less about Tian Lang.
Yeah, they do. I mean, in that first set, though, remember, say, Paffix was aware of it and brought in a Marsha at an early pick. Do you think it could be seen there partnered with a Smicer?
Could definitely be an option right there, but the issue is that Chandra is also pretty good into a Marsha as well, because the moment that there's no immunity, the Chandra can actually provide that slow, and then Marsha is actually a lot lower on damage. But we have the two Puppeteers being locked in, and we actually have a very interesting unit being potentially locked in for PinkRoid, which is the Angela, and it is actually locked in.
Angela, I'm not sure.
I have no idea how they conducted this league, to be honest. I think there was a lot of playing for points.
Is coming in as well.
Or like
oh, I'm loving this
2-3
Geldner,
weeks,
because if that
and
Geldner is on the
then-
field and that
and then
Angela is on the field,
we're here.
Geldner is gonna be providing so much.
So they've been
healing.
playing a
But
lot
on the other
for
side,
the past
I would also say that
weeks, I
Paffix
think.
doesn't have too much damage, so he probably still has to ban out that Angela. So definitely mind games.
and
right
the
there.
one with the most points will
All about
arrive at the
those mind
playoff.
games. Say they've got 9 seconds. It is our set 3.
And today is like the final
right now,
final. So
obviously
these are the
this is just to
two
extend your
strongest
lead in
players.
our current best of 7 in this final. Julian has been banned out, and the Geldner, so it's going to lead speed.
Wow,
leads
PinkRoid
going
with
in for
the,
both PinkRoid
Timbo
and
strat.
Paffix in our Summoners War
The
European
old school
League.
Timbo strat.
This is the final. Our set number 3 between PinkRoid and Paffix. Say, going first, Kavachi. She's so fast.
Yeah, she's absolutely very fast. Even taking turns before that.
Good damage.
War is on Despair. Only Despair, the one unit you do not want to Despair.
Big
but
damage.
we do have some work going in from that Smice that we have seen time and time
More
again.
damage.
So much work
But
together
here's
with
the
that
stun
TLI.
though.
Looking now for the strips. Can he get stuns?
Ooh.
Does get the stun on the Maw.
Does get the stun on
I
the
think
Maw.
that's-
We did get a
that's
little
it
bit
for
of things
Paffix
going on,
damage
but
for now.
Also not all too much. If he can take out that Cigar pretty soon, he can actually make it work.
But
maybe.
Paffix has 2
The thing
healers.
is, the moment that the Juno and
So it's
the
not
Angela get
simple.
online, they provide so much healing, they provide so much things where it's just so hard to kill anything. But definitely Smicer has something to
And
say
you-
about it. Once again, removing crucial buffs, placing stunts, placing bombs, doing a lot of work.
They're putting only cleanse
Planning
1
that
debuff
defense
as
break
well.
onto the Cigar. The shield will pop up from the passive of the Angela right now, but it looks like he needs to focus that target from Paffix onto PinkRoid there.
Yeah, absolutely. In this case, do you also want to protect it with the hug? Decides not to go for it, but we
Oh,
have the
very
big
important.
sword coming in.
He gets it.
From the Cigar and pushing back a lot of attack bars.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
gonna be crucial
still
for him
surviving.
right now. So that I think this is the opening. This is where the tide could turn for PinkRoid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about what can this
Good
Smicer
stun.
do, because in the end, even if the Smicer
Oh!
is stunned or provoked, it still does its skills.
That is so
but the
good.
Angela in this position is looking a lot better to get her turn in. The moment that she goes for skill 2 healing, it's pretty much back to full HP bars for PinkRoid, and that's definitely a winning condition for PinkRoid.
Definitely is. He's got that skill 2 available right now. More
Oh,
shield,
he's
more
coming
healing
back.
Coming out, and the slows can go out, and the despairs from Chandra.
Man, Juno
Once
is
again,
just
Smicer
one of the
getting that
strongest
additional
units in
turn, but
RTA for
landing it on the
endgame
Juno
play.
doesn't really help you, except it does help PinkRoid getting a little bit more healing in, more speed buffs, and this is Juno's just slowly working on the units on the enemy side.
just purely out-sustaining anything coming out from Paffix right now.
I think that Smicer probably have minus fire.
Yeah, there's the only damage potential is a Molong armor break into damage from probably
like
the Molong
really
skill
good
2
minus
or
fire.
the more skill 2. But neither of these units seem that's dominant right now where they can actually get those skills up.
Dude, that
Even
Chandra
if they
stun
do,
is so
it's
strong.
not enough damage to actually kill anything.
No, it isn't. And again, that skill 2, shield, healing. He's just going to out-sustain it here, say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just simple, the sustain game, and very well drafted by PinkRoid. Angela is definitely one of those units a lot of people don't have ruined up. But it's, as I've said before in League days, PinkRoid has like so many units ruined up, and he finds those units at exactly that 1 in 1,000 matches that he plays, where it's like a guaranteed win for him if it goes through.
Man, Juno Bruiser
Right
comments.
now, maybe a call out to
You need a fire monkey
well.
in here,
Timber
100%.
loves to use that Angela as well. Can he get the defense break? Yes, and he's going to clean it up against
GG, PinkRoid with a comeback.
The win for PinkRoid. The moment that
2-1, starting off
the
1-0.
first few turns, we could pretty much already say PinkRoid's going to win this match. The moment that the Angela's online, the moment that Juno can do her thing, there's just no coming back.
There we go, PinkRoid.
There
He
we
sweeped it
go.
Back, a little bit of a reverse sweep, 2-1 against Paffix. I say, remember, it is a best of 7, folks. So we've still got at least 2 more sets coming through in this matchup. Say, PinkRoid showing why he's the back-to-back-to-back champion.
Yeah, absolutely, and I definitely do think that a best of 7 does favor his just how many matches this man has played on the level of SWC. There's pretty much no one else there, especially not in Europe. So for that reason, he just has so much experience with drafting, so much experience with finding those rare picks that actually work out very well in specific drafts, as that Angela and that last one. And I do think like the longer the match goes on, the more PinkRoid can actually try to pick up those kind of units.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the final, folks. We've already seen some fireworks, and this time, PinkRoid again, following trend, banning out that Julian as a pre-ban, and Cigar being banned out on the side of Paffix. Vanessa first pick, right?
Vanessa first pick, most likely, but I'm definitely liking this playstyle of PinkRoid saying like, okay, either I play it or it's banned.
Ooh, changing things up. Maybe it's a steal with that more. We know how useful it can be.
Yeah, absolutely a very useful one, but if Paffix goes back into the same
Price
style
pool,
of
I think, is
drafting that he did
10,000
last
euro
time
for the
around,
first place.
he could be locking himself out of doing enough damage. So that's
So
definitely
Obabo probably
something that
won
Paffix has to be
$1,000.
careful with in
I
this
think.
current match, that he has to get some kind of form of damage in.
Ooh, Gapsu being partnered with Smicer there at the moment on the side of PinkRoid. Tian Lang is still available for both of the players at the moment, say.
Yeah, however, Tian Lang is not really countering anything on the field right now, so I definitely do think that the 2 players are going to be
Why do I never see
like
Kiki in
a heavy
RTA?
bruiser matchup.
Probably because not a lot of people
I
have
definitely
them.
do like it where PinkRoid already
people
has
who
that
have
out,
them
so
have no
because
idea
it's
how to
one of
use
the
her.
better bruisers out there right
Because
now.
she's not like
Definitely isn't
super
partnered with
easy,
Smicer,
right?
Getting those silences. Veladjula
She's
good
like a
counter
last
with
pick
that
unit
skill
that
3
need to
can
be
cleanse
used
into all of
carefully.
the immunity. He's gonna look.
She's not like
out.
Julian.
Ooh, changing up Marsha.
Go
and
in, do
Kavachi
damage,
coming out.
and you're
So
done.
definitely locking in his damage right there. We have seen
Because
this
debuff
Smasher
unit
being
has a lot of
super fast,
counter.
doing a lot of damage. Kavachi being also super fast, boosting up for that Marsha. But we have a Bullfrog once again being looked at to maybe locked in. There's a lot of buffs on the enemy side already, so it's definitely an interesting unit. Together with a Molong, that's a very old school
This
combination
best of 7.
trying to get a snipe in there. But I do actually like it over here.
I mean, we say it all the time. PinkRoid's so adaptable, can change up his
Molong
playstyle,
Bover.
isn't so
Interesting.
narrow-minded into a turn 1 or turn 2. Can kind of rely on both things. Big box, big amount of runes, so many different artifacts available for him with that Molong. How does Paffix respond?
Yeah, Paffix could definitely be looking at an AoE
Do
CC
I plan
kind
on
of comp, because if you
participating?
look in an AoE CC
Of
unit,
course.
let's say a
No.
Robo, which would do crazy good over here, together with a Chunk Bong, you can definitely
Dude,
lock
their
down the
runes are
team of
insane.
PinkRoid for a lot of turns.
Like,
Oliver can kind of do the same thing.
my runes
Sonya could
compared to
maybe
their
snipe
runes
some
are
down.
like
I
a
doubt
kid
it.
trying
And we
to
have a
do
Leo, which will probably not be
university
on the field here
level
today.
math.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Leo will
Very
get
different.
banned out right now. It is with the Sonya as well, allowing the speed lead.
My
of
best
Oliver
set
to
is
come
their-
through for
is
Paffix
their
and the
5th
HP
or
lead
7th
of
set.
Molong for PinkRoid. It's our Summoners War European League Finals, set number 4, PinkRoid versus Paffix. That's so fast, that Kavachi.
Yeah, that Kavachi is definitely very fast, but it can
If
also
the
boost
strip
that
go
more, which he
through,
definitely
the
needs in this
Oliver is
position.
gonna be
However,
real
the
pain, right?
Smicer is not being stripped. Plus, you can do some damage, but if this position it was more of
Yeah,
a
that's
Chunk Bong
gonna
or
be bad
anything
for
like that,
Molong.
that could have
Ooh,
actually AoE
resistance,
CC,
very
it would have done
important.
a lot more than just an Oliver.
Oops.
Now getting the
Oops.
bombs and the stun with the silencer, Bolberg will be able to get off that heal from the skill 3, say.
Yeah, that's a skill 3 heal, and that is a full HP heal. So all of the effort that Paffix did in the first few rounds trying to get some damage in is
That's
pretty
a
much
dead Oliver.
nullified right now. Plus, we still have
So
Mauling
quickly.
going in with the skill pretty soon as well. Or not.
Ooh,
Oh
maybe not
my
yet.
god,
He's just
no
been
chance to
stunned down. He
survive.
did get reset by the Oliver. Marsha needs to get back online so she can try and take out that Smiter.
Yeah, trying to take out that Smiter, but once again, giving all of those buffs just means Bolfer can do all of his things once again. Plus, you have the Gupso healing. You have the Smiter healing. I don't really see where a Marsha can get back her skills and actually kill one of those units, because Marsha is a good sniper of maybe like squishy units, or like a Sierra or a Sonya, but a Smiter is just hard to kill. A Gupso is hard to kill. Plus, 2 water units, near impossible to kill.
Yeah, exactly, and Molong will be cycling through turns right
What
now.
Molong
Still
build is that?
unavailable at the moment. 2 turns of cool time still to get anything back from that snipe. Seems to be targeting the Kavachi, but that's also a source
Still on
for Bolver
Vampire.
to get some more stacks.
Yeah, there's
I
definitely
think
a
Molong
source
can be
for
on
Bolfer to
Vio
get some
now,
more stacks,
again,
but in the end,
'cause
every turn that the
take
Marsha
less
takes,
damage
Marsha
now.
will give 1 stack. Do good, get some good damage into that. Can we actually
Ooh,
kill it on
no
additional?
damage
I don't
yet.
think we would.
Ooh, but does get a stun, and the silence was resisted
Fat heal?
against that Marsh right now. Just
Not
a
a
little
lot.
bit more healing coming through, keep that Smiter
Not too
alive.
bad.
Yeah,
He has to
definitely
stun
still
the more,
quite
though.
some healing going in. We also have the Gupso healing coming in.
Ah,
Did not get the freeze over there, or did not get the stun over there, so still a little bit more chip damage going in from that more.
Yeah, I don't think the skill 1 will be enough right now, so Molong can set up a defense break.
Can set up a defense break, but also does not manage to land it. Also, the defense break is not going to do too much damage, because in the end, most of the damage on the side of PinkRoid is all HP based. So the moment that the match goes on longer and longer, sure, the Marsha will become very squishy as well, but Marsha will get an insane amount of damage. Same thing for the Moor, whereas the damage on the side of PinkRoid only goes down.
Deciding to use
That
those
Moor's
skills
gonna
right now.
hurt.
He's going to give full stacks to Bolter.
Need to hurt that
but
Moor
can he
quick.
get a stun with the Moor?
Ooh, definitely was looking at that stun, but in this case we have the Reckless Assault.
Maybe
but
pop the-
Reckless Assault
pop the
can
puppet
only
now.
just kill the Kavach, but no one else.
Yeah, but
Dude,
he's used
Molong
very
barely
well
took
to
any
follow
damage.
up-
Look at that.
follow up and re-heal that Molong as well, and the rest of the team.
back to full
Yeah,
HP.
definitely going to be
Tanky
looking at
AF.
what can this Marsha do? Because Marsha in this position has to be taking out that Gupso.
Yeah, the moment he can get rid of her, it might be a little bit better, but there's a defense break opportunity right now to go into that gap suit.
Ooh, that is so much damage, following up by the Moor, also providing a very nice stun. So in this case, if you get rid of that Molong, you might actually still be able to win, because this Moor is just working so hard, getting the slows in, getting all of those stuns in.
What
getting
was
the
that
double hit in,
sequence?
however, could not actually make the
That was
kill
a
right there.
crazy sequence.
He's just chipping it down away, but he has got full stacks right now, so he can look to
multi-hit.
Will be able to kill
Ah,
that Moor
there's
as
no
well.
way Marsha
They'll
wins this,
dismount.
right?
Not dismount, so will this be one more turn? Yes, it's one more turn.
Ooh.
If
Unless
you
he
crit on
double
this
crit?
one, does
Nah.
not manage to crit and did manage to resist on that pushback as well. So the Marsha is not looking all too great. If you get 2 crits in right now, nope, does not manage to get 2 crits in, and Molong will definitely then clean it up.
Wow, PinkRoid throwing it
PinkRoid
back to the
going
old
in
days.
with being the
Molong is
champion
back,
again.
Baby, 3-1 against Paffix, they say. Just showing again. how
Last
good
game,
these
baby, last
teams
game.
Those different play styles, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's always dangerous to see that Marsha, because Marsha's one of those units, like back in the days we used to say that about Perna. Perna always likes to crit on the wrong element. Marsha's always one of those units that can crit on the wrong elements. You're always fearing that it might. Same thing for the Fire Monkey, but in this position...
Alright
that
guys,
Marsha
I am
didn't do it,
PinkRoid
and
fan
therefore
since
the
day
Molong
one,
clean
bro.
up.
He didn't.
I am
but
PinkRoid
Molong
fan since
did
day one.
Clean up the action. Let's see what's going to happen for pre-bans. Every time PinkRoid has had that first pick, say, and Julian has not been banned, he's picked it. But this time, you can't, because Vanessa and Julian have been pre-banned.
Yeah, Paffix is getting a little bit of his own treatment. He's been dueling the composition here all the time, and now he's like, okay, I understand it, why people don't want to play against my Julian. I don't want to play against yours as well.
Yeah, so his first... Wow, we've got some speedy responses.
Oh, here
right
comes
now.
the Tian
More
Lang and
straight into an Oliver
Chung
and
Pong.
Sekhmet, changing things up on the side of Paffix.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
no.
changing things
Oh,
up, but that
no
definitely
Tian
also
Lang?
gives an opener to maybe a Light Monkey. We haven't seen too much Light Monkey today, all too much yet. Could be paired with a Hey Gang, actually pairs it with a Chung
Alright,
Pong.
CC calm.
Yeah, looking back at a few seasons ago, to be honest, from previous SWC casting there, say we get in the Chung Pong, we've got the Kitan Desheng
Tian Lang Marsha.
awesome CC on the side of Paffix. How does he respond to that?
I definitely would say that a Hey Gang does fit pretty well, because the moment you ban out that Moor, a Hey Gang definitely picks up against those units. Ooh, is he gonna go for a Lucia? It is interesting against all of the pushbacks that PinkRoid is showing on the field. However, against the Light Monkey with that many stunts, it might be not as effective.
Let's find out. Cookie
Oh?
worked well for PinkRoid in the press one, but we're going for a Kinky instead.
I'm not too sure about the Kinky though, because in the end, Kinky is not that strong into full-on AoECC. Plus, we also have another
What is that Kinky
choice
doing
of
over
Oblivion
there?
with the Adriana. We have seen it being pretty fast, and we're going in for Sierra.
Wow, throwing it back a little bit more with some of these picks.
I guess
right
you have
now.
to
Sierra with
ban
that speed
Adriana
lead,
and pick
bombs
Juno
can be
here,
very
or something like
detrimental.
that.
There is a reset on the side with Sekhmet though, so how does Paffix look to use that last pick?
Ooh, that is a very interesting
But
one. That is a secret, but I
But
think
PinkRoid
in
just
this
need to ban
position,
the
you're
speed
gonna
lead.
lose your speed lead,
And that is a
I think
swift
that
more.
PinkRoid would take the first turn, but we have seen that Sekhmet being pretty fast. Let's see how fast that secret is, and it has
Not even going
55
HP lead.
accuracy lead over HP lead. I'm not entirely sure if that's the right play.
Is he throwing?
It's
He's
Summoners War
done.
European
I feel
League
like he's
finals.
done.
If PinkRoid wins, he
Wait,
wins
why is
the
he so
whole
slow?
thing,
Is that a
say Cookie going
nemesis
first.
thing?
He's gonna put all of those buffs.
All of those.
Is that a
buffs, more
nemesis
speed,
thing? That's
you
why
get
you go
all of those
accuracy?
strips into following all of
It
those
is a
pushbacks.
nemesis
No,
unit.
He's missing. Wait, it's an nem
Oh.
trap. We got so many nem
Wow,
traps
let's
here
go,
today.
nem trap,
But
baby.
It is going to be. Well, we do give another turn to the Moor. but then
Okay,
Sekhmet
interesting.
moves.
I like this. Oh, that attack
Right,
break though,
now.
really well played.
Okay, Sekhmet has that third skill available, can look to reset, going into that Sierra to not allow any bombs, and lands
Well
it.
done.
Lands it, so that's definitely a dead Sierra right there, because attack buff Marsha will
Okay.
absolutely take that out. But the big question right now is,
Okay, he's cooking.
Changpong can do a lot of work as well. Lands the armor break, but doesn't get much more than the armor break. And we have seen Ginky do quite some damage on these skills too as well. So
not enough.
that Nem trap right there actually did a lot of work.
Oh, that's gonna hurt though.
Right now, there's no immunity over on the
Damn,
side.
that
there,
hurts.
So he's going to get cool times, but he's not looking so healthy. Do you have to
Oh,
try
I
and
think
get rid of
PinkRoid
that
still win
Kinky
though.
soon?
Yeah, you have to try to get rid of the Kinky, because the moment that the Kinky is on armor break, that's absolutely the right moment you want to hit it. And in the end, Marsha still has to get rid of a few water units, which is going to be difficult for her.
Yeah,
You know
Sekhmet
what?
is
That
gonna be
that nem
following up
trap,
here
he was cooking.
afterwards.
I like
Cookie
that.
Only with that first skill available, can look to do some healing. 3.5k, but
Fuck
the
it, let's
defense
go.
rates could come out. Going for that reset instead.
Oh, going for
Okay.
that reset instead. I'm not sure if that
Oh,
one
very
was built
tanky
on
Kinky.
some additional damage artifacts.
Not going
Otherwise,
down
you could
just
have
yet.
Maybe went for a
Never
skill to
mind.
and tried to kill something.
Wait, kill
In
the
this
Moor?
position, You probably still have to get rid of that Moor first. Does
No,
go for the Moor. Once again,
no
the Marsha
crit.
double miss crits.
GG.
So Marsha in this position, it was critting a lot on water before, but in the moment you needed it most, it
GG.
disappeared.
Oh, she's getting additional turns now, but it's not going to be useful from that poor more passive. Skill 2 is putting it down on the Cookie.
You know what?
And
Is
that
going to confirm it for PinkRoid, taking it 4-1 win.
That nem trap was not bad, not
Summoners
bad.
War European League say, take me through those last moments.
Oh, that was really insane. Like, we actually mentioned it just before. Marsha is so likely to crit on fire. And if she actually did crit on fire, she would have probably won that match over there. But also that secret as a nem trap, that is so nice. Because in the end, you get boost of the attack bar, you get boost of attack buff. And you can just take over from there. And it was actually very well planned. Kinky in the end couldn't really do its thing. It was armor broken at some point, but it was definitely a very nice match altogether.
It was really nice match.
You know what?
We saw a
GG,
lot of
GG.
Julian being picked up by PinkRoid during those sets as well. But
Good
the
stuff.
Marsha from Paffix tried to respond as much as possible, like you were saying, but it just wasn't quite enough. And again, we're still saying that same namesake for all of
PinkRoid
RTA
OP.
Europe.
What can I say?
PinkRoid.
Yeah, once again, back to back to back to back winner of anything in Europe. This man has to win the finals.
Yeah, it's this and also the legend thing on his
True.
stats when we're going in. Those are the things that are missing. Hopefully, he also has his 30 in TOA hell, but we'd need to check that, and then he would maybe have a fully complete record book, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go, living through those moments right there, managing to change things up with even a Shan.
Any
coming in.
code?
Gapsu
Good
actually
question.
coming
I
out
have no
clutch
idea.
for him in a lot
Maybe
of those
it is.
matches as well, taking out the Meihuang with the Juno as well. Pwah. It has been a crazy 8 weeks here as part of the Summoners War European League. And it's all come to this. PinkRoid is your first ever champion of our Summoners War European League. Obvious commiserations there to Paffix coming in still second place in Europe, which is a feat in
If you
itself,
take
right? Say.
Julian away from
absolutely, and
Paffix, you
Paffix is
can't
definitely
do it.
one that we're going to be seeing in SWC once again, because he played absolutely well. If he gets a little bit more experience with like the drafting phase of finding those really rare picks that PinkRoid is so good in, like that Angela that just was picked up and just worked out so well. If Paffix can get on the same level at some point with just a little bit more experience, he can do very well in SWC as well.
Exactly. It is all about that experience, gaining that experience. We say it all the time and we might get laughed about it as well, but the muscle memory, what's in your brain, you've picked those things so many times, you know how it's going to work. You can kind of try and foresee what is happening from a match during even the draft phase. That's when you can kind of skip up to that next level, say, right? So for all of the people watching, if you wanted to try and improve, yes, look at how these guys are playing, but remember the rune quality, the artifact quality, is very different. They've put a lot of time and effort into making sure it's the best of the best, but that's why they're here. That's why they're in the Summoners War European League. And I've loved every minute of it, sir. How have you found it?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, guys in chat, let me know what you guys thought about all of the 8 weeks that we had so far leading up to the playoffs right now. I absolutely love this. I love casting it with you, Sam. Thank you very much for that as well. And yeah, I literally just loved every moment of it. But guys, before you go away, like I know like people are like, oh, last match, click exit. No. We're not done yet. We're not going to leave you guys empty-handed. Just waiting for the confirmation that I can show it in chat. But of course, we're going to have one more coupon code, right? Why not?
Yeah, exactly. We'll be having another coupon code. So hopefully one of you guys can get something out of the mystical scrolls that will be coming your way. Maybe it's going to be a Vanessa on the side of Paffix. Maybe it's going to be something different.
They have the code already?
PinkRoid. Obviously, it won't be a Tian
Does that work?
or a Julian because
Well,
they will be mystical
you could
scrolls.
you could get a dupe, and then you get 3 LD scrolls, and then you get your Julian and Tian Lang. Yeah, okay, never mind. That's not gonna happen.
Hey,
can't be
wishful
used
thinking,
anymore.
right? Wishful thinking. But for all of you guys, I hope you did love it, and I'd like to say as well, big thank you to you, sir. Your insight in these matches is really incredible. I mean, it's so much so that
European
I think
champion,
head,
5
and I think
scroll.
probably
Let's
most
go.
others, but you say it in such a nice way for everyone, and for all of you guys in the chat as well. Let us know. I mean, we'll likely be doing more tournaments in the future, so if there's any feedback that you want to give to us, we can always look to incorporate that into our casting because we want to give you guys the best experience possible in the Summoners War European League.
I got
and
5 scroll.
We can
Yeah,
go for it.
We have a European champion for another 5 mystical scrolls.
Exactly. So you need to type in European champion either in game or using the different code that will be shared in chat. It is European champion, so don't type in PinkRoid. That won't get you the code. You need to put European champion itself in order
It's
to
a link,
get that.
but
It is going to be 5 mystical scrolls, and it is going to be 200k mana. So hopefully you will get yourself
type
a
that out
brand new
fully.
5.
So
there is confirmation of the playoffs bracket. You can see there PinkRoid managing to take the win against Paffix with 4-1. So first place for PinkRoid.
I think that's the website.
Second place for Paffix. Third place for Obabo. And fourth place for Guts the Berserk. But not to forget all of the other players that have been with us. We had a total of 12. 8 of them made it all the way through to these playoffs. But the whole 12, big congratulations. Thank you to all of you. Was there any... Apart from PinkRoid, I would say any standout player for you?
I got a lightning. Let's go. Never mind.
Well, I definitely like to see those newcomers. Like in the end, PinkRoid, Obabo, Rexus. We have seen those players like come in time and time again. But we also saw Angel, we saw Adri, we saw SeanB, Seb. All of those newcomers that actually put up really good matches as well.
Exactly. Maybe we might see one of you from the chat as well in the next kind of competition that we have. I mean, there's still all to play for.
One of you from the chat, of course.
With SWC,
I know, right? Chat. Any G3
European
RTA gamer in the chat?
I hope you've really enjoyed being with us on all of those Wednesday evenings and even the Friday and the Saturday as well.
I'm sure
maybe some housekeeping for you.
There's some G3 in the chat, right, guys?
Tour of Europe is back this year as well. Very soon we're going to be over in Frankfurt, so if you haven't already got your ticket, make sure you're just having a look around on all of the socials. All of the other venues, in terms of the places that we're going, the times, and all of this will be shared over the coming weeks into the rest of the year. But we hope to see you at many of the events as possible in person. It's lovely to meet all of you. Maybe there's some free gifts and everything for you as well. And obviously it is 10 years. It's a 10-year anniversary for Summoners War. So we will be celebrating everything to do.
I think that's pretty much it from them. Just parting words. And I think that is pretty much for me as well. That was a pretty fun watch. Very exciting. All right, guys. I'm going to go and sleep. I think it's quite early, but hey, that's great as well. Playing some RTA after this? No, bro. I can't wait for Special League to end. I want to play with, Jara and not without Jara. But new RTA season should happen very, very soon. I think next Monday. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go and sleep. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. All right, bye. Bye. See you later, alligator.